Okay. Good morning, Joseph. That going. Sorry, you can hear all the mouse clicks. And okay, sure. Hi, trademark. Hello. Hi, Chris. Hi, Chicky. What? One? Nope. Oh. My day's going good, Joseph. Hi, Jay. Vacation was good. It's good to be home, though. Yes, everybody wish Kayla a happy birthday. Everyone. Thank you, trademark. It's Kayla's birthday. Not Trump getting the kisses. I hate when he does that. Hi, Dark Eagle. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Start getting those. Thank you. Trademark, lighten it up today. I said, look, Japan switched to Islam and didn't tell anybody. I didn't even get that, I didn't even get that clip. This was, stuff on vacation that, I saw happened, but I just haven't even covered it. What's the point? What's the point? They don't care. They don't care about anything he says anymore. They don't fucking care. This piece of hair is going to drive me crazy today. I can feel it. The Islamic Empire of Japan. Yeah. Hi, Dragon's Celt. Hi, Mike. Thank you, Lori. I love doing the co-hosting with Ari. We just bounce off of each other so well. We really do. All right. Good morning to everybody, no matter your woke little time zone. I appreciate you guys being here. Now my voice is going to give out on me. I keep getting frogs in my throat, and I don't know why, and it's really annoying. Okay. Hi, everybody. Good morning. Let's get started over here on TikTok. If you're watching on TikTok, who? What? Who? Me? You? Us? Together? Hmm? Frogs? Yeah, you've never heard that term? You get frogs stuck in your throat. If you're watching over here on TikTok, hi DJ Bookie. Can we please make sure that we are tapping that screen, please? We like to hit 50,000 likes within that first hour, but I know you guys can do better, and I know you guys can hit 100,000 likes, so can we please do that? I would appreciate it. Share the live out. That means reposting, especially repost before I start playing clips and start putting articles on the screen, because then TikTok gets really sensitive about it. So let's repost right now. You can add it to your story, and you can share it to like 5 of your friends. If you have some group chats, if you have some friends you can send me out to, that would be wonderful. Thank you guys so much for doing that. I appreciate it. Do your daily heart me if you have not done so. There should be a little gold heart next to my name over here on TikTok, obviously, because you're following me. If not, if it's grayed out, what are you doing? I'm disappointed in you. Hit that, send your daily heart me. It does give you access to stickers in the chat, lots of fun ones of my face that you guys can use, so go ahead and do that. I have the little roses goal that I have. I always start my live with the little roses. So if we could start getting those accomplished, that would be great. I would appreciate it so very much. And as we've seen, we have the gift gallery, and I want to say huge thank yous to Trademark, Sparky, Peter, and Lenati for already getting that started to get lit up. We have 2 gifts left. I need 1 person to send a money gun and 1 person to send a galaxy, and my gift gallery will be lit up for the week. So if we could work on that, if you have an extra chunk of TikTok change, that would be amazing as well. Thank you so much. Yes, Ribbon. Thank you guys. You're such a supportive community when I say words and phrases that exist. Thank you guys so much. It is helpful. So let's get all of those things accomplished. If you're watching over here on YouTube and you haven't hit that thumbs up button, please hit that thumbs up button for me. I would appreciate it. It does help push us onto the algorithm over there on YouTube, especially if we are trying to have conversations based off of factually based evidence and not your feelings. I tend to get a lot of chirpers in the chat who have a lot of feelings and not a lot of facts, and they don't tend to call in. So maybe by hitting that thumbs up, even if you don't like me, hitting that thumbs up pushes it out to maybe some of your brethren will be braver than you, but I doubt it. You can also subscribe over there. You can become a member. We would love to see that happen. You can send jewels over there and super chats for when the chat is going too fast and you decide to be a keyboard warrior and you have something you really want me to see, or you just want to help donate to me. I would appreciate it if you could send a super chat or a donation over there. Hello, my wonderfuls on Twitch. I see Dragons, Kelton Surgeon. There's one more watching, but maybe they're just lurking, and that is totally fine. They are allowed to do so. Sometimes lurkers want to lurk and not be recognized. I am not perceiving you, but I appreciate you being here anyway. Make sure you are following me over there. You can also subscribe. Subscription gives you access to emotes, which is the same as the stickers over here on TikTok. Again, fun ones of my face. I would appreciate it if you guys could do that. And remember that if you pay for Prime, Jeff Bezos gives you 1 free Prime sub a month that you can use. Why not use it on me? I would appreciate it. You can also send bits over there as well. Okay. And I have my 100 goal that I have every single day. Guys, this is my job. This is what I do for a living. This is how I pay my bills. And right now, we are catching up from me being gone for a week on vacation. Vacation was wonderful, but now we got to catch back up on work. So if we could start working on that, I would appreciate it. $1 train, $2 train, $5 train, whatever you would like to or are able to give, I would appreciate it. Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, all in the link trees in my bio across all platforms. And we can get that going, okay? All right. Let's get started. Vacations are woke. Maybe they'll stop traveling if we call it that. Okay, did I fix my speaker before Justin yells at me? Yes, I did. Let's get to a couple things of breaking news that I had this morning from last night into this morning. I'll play this video. This is South Carolina's Governor Henry McMaster. In case you guys missed it from yesterday, I don't know how you could, or missed it over the weekend, Senator Lindsey Graham passed away at the age of 71. And the governor is allowed to appoint the person who will fulfill the seat up until a special election or up until the term when the next election is coming. He did appoint Lindsey Graham's sister, who, as far as I know, has no political experience, but it's not the first time it's happened that way, where they've appointed a family member or whatever who had no political experience. I'm sure it will not be the last, and it's not simply a Republican thing. I'm sure that's also happened on both sides. But this is him doing that appointment.
Today, under the law, it's my duty and honor to name someone to serve in the place of this irresistible man, this irreplaceable.
Irresistible. I think he meant irreplaceable. Irresistible man was, that's,
Irresistible man. this irreplaceable man, this extraordinary man for the remainder of his term. Lindsey took care of his little sister in years long departed.
Now that's true. Their parents died when they were relatively young, and he did help raise his sister. Sweet. It's a sweet story. Like Lori says, I couldn't remember why I saved it. That was probably why. Like Lori says, it is more symbolic than anything. Like you hold the seat for them. You are able to cast votes, but I don't know what experience she's going to have in doing so. So
it's my honor to ask his little sister, Darlene Graham, to finish his work for him now.
What name did I call Adventurous? You're just already crashing out in the chat. So, that was it. That was all. She's filling the seat until his term ends. Not surprising, not shocking, whatever. Okay. This one, I think, was a little bit more exciting. This is literally this morning. Literally right this morning. E. Jean Carroll receives $5.6 million from Trump in sex abuse defamation case court filing. So, of course I can't read it, but we'll read this key points because that's really all that matters. Writer E. Jean Carroll has been paid more than $5.6 million that she was owed as part of a federal civil jury verdict holding President Donald Trump liable for sexual abuse and defamation, a court filing showed. A notice on the online docket in Carroll's case against Trump indicates that $5,625,005.48 was disbursed to pay the law firm of Carroll's attorney on July 9th. So it is paid. No more delays, no more appeals. You guys can stop crying now. Just kidding. You guys will never stop crying, but you guys can stop crying now about the fact that it's going to be overturned. Watch, it's going to happen. He's not going to pay a dime. He has now paid. It's done. Per the law, he is found liable for sexual abuse and for defamation of E. Jean Carroll, and he has paid what he was ordered to pay. So, you might not be mad adventurous, but many, many people were. Many, many people are. That's just the way it is. Oh, 5.6 million is nothing to him. Now it's nothing. Cool. It's in payment of being a sexual abuser. So maybe you deal with that what you will with whatever moral compass you pretend to have. Okay. Moving on, let's go to Iran. Let's move on to some Iran stuff. So, Trump went on Salem News Channel last night with a buddy of his. His name is Hugh Hewitt, I guess. Thank you so much for the jewels. I appreciate that. Nothing. That's why he did a pump and dump crypto scheme. That's why he fought it so hard. Right, Ari? That's why he fought it so hard. Thor, I just want you to know that I'm on your feed because you obviously engage in politics, and I'm going to continue to be on your feed because you just commented. I don't think you know how algorithms work, sweetie. Maybe you should watch a video on how algorithms work. You just interacted, which means me and people like me are going to show up more often because that's how algorithms work. But if it's nothing to him to pay it what he was told he needed to pay, I wonder why he fought it so hard. I wonder why he fought and delayed and asked for a delay on the payment so many times if it was nothing to him. Anyway, Donald Trump went on with Hugh Hewitt on the Salem News Channel. And he was asked, was the MOU, the 14-point MOU that we all went over when it came out that was signed by both Trump and Iran, if it was meant to fail, if it was purposefully meant to fail. And so that is the question that he has to answer here. Ooh. Oh my God, stop. No, I already have it. It's already up. Stop.
What was the MOU that your negotiators brought back? Was that a side saddle MOU? Was that built to fall apart?
It was built to test. It was a test. We didn't know. It didn't look.
Oh, so the MOU. This is fake news. This is him. What are you talking about? So the MOU that you guys all praised. This is it. This is the deal for a deal. This is it. Yay, Trump. Yay. Best deal maker ever. Art of the deal. He did it. And we were like, yeah, so what are we getting out of this? I don't think this is going to last very long. We all said it. I know I damn sure said it. You can go watch my VODs where I said that although I would like to see the MOU lead to a deal, it probably won't. And you guys all glazed him and said, this is it. We won. We're done in Iran. Watch the gas prices fall. This is going to be great. It was a test.
Part.
It was built to test. It was a test. We didn't know.
We didn't know. We signed something, 14 points of something, that guaranteed that we would help raise $300 billion for them. But we didn't know. We didn't know. We just signed it. We just signed it.
Look, memorandum of understanding when you're dealing with sleazebags don't mean much. And they don't mean much when you're dealing with honorable people, too, because it's a memorandum of understanding.
Oh, like we said. Oh, so even if they're honorable and not sleazebags, an MOU is just a memorandum of understanding to get to a further deal, and it doesn't always happen. So like we said, and not like what you guys said where you were celebrating it. Okay.
Doesn't mean much. And I said, why are we even, it's a standard tactic in the U.S. that you go to a memorandum of understanding and then you go to the deal. I said,
duh. We knew that.
Just go to the deal first. But you know what? It was sort of a test. And they weren't there. They didn't honor the test. We had it.
Actually, per the MOU, the person who would have broken the MOU was Israel by occupying and bombing Lebanon, which Iran said. And there was already points of disagreement that were not written into the MOU. Well, yeah, how do you honor the text? There was already points of disagreement in the MOU that were not written in the MOU about inspectors and about no nuclear program whatsoever. Those were not in there.
We had this deal settled numerous times. I said, watch. I guarantee, watch. And they never followed it.
Israel never followed it, so they didn't follow it, and there was already disagreements. Joe, you can keep coping, baby. It's okay. You can keep coping with the fake news. That is Donald Trump, who called into his friend Hugh Hewitt's show. Okay? So then Trump was in the Oval Office and talking about wanting to be reimbursed for the war that he started. Okay? Wanted to be reimbursed for the war that he started. Who does he want to be reimbursed by? Oh, by the Gulf nations he didn't notify that they were starting a war.
Because they're stone cold crazy. They are crazy. And we're not going to put it up. Yeah, I want to be reimbursed because we're protecting a very rich portion of the world. We're spending money. And so what we've done is we are going to be reimbursed for protection. We're protecting by the countries that we're helping. For instance, you look at the 5 countries. You have Saudi Arabia, you have UAE, you have Qatar, or Qatar as I always say, you have Qatar, Bahrain, and by the way, you have others. You have Kuwait, and you have others, and they will do very well.
I guarantee you those 5 countries are sitting here right now going, we're doing what now? We're doing fucking what? Thank you, Hector. Hi, Hector. Thank you for calling the stream. Can I get your age, state, and who you voted for?
Hello?
Hi, can I get your age, your state, and who you voted for?
Yeah, 24, South Carolina, Big Dog Trump.
Okay. Why are you still supporting Trump?
Is this a person?
Yeah, this is a person. Why are you still supporting Trump?
Is this the chick on the stream?
Yep, my name is Monica. I go by just Monida. That was why I had the number on the screen so that you can call it in.
Oh,
so,
I'm on the stream right now.
You are on the stream right now. Why are you still supporting Trump?
Oh, okay. No, I was just going to say, you're kind of mid, but I probably still smash, so.
Oh, like you would have the option. Like you would have the option. That's cute. That you think that. Baby, I would crush you.
No, I would.
You wouldn't know what to do with all this ass, and you would never have the opportunity anyway, but that's cute.
I'm not into all that. You're probably too big.
I bet not. You said I'm what?
I said I'm not into all that. You're too big. But
I'm too big. What's too big,
no,
sweetie? What's too big for you?
I'll probably still smash.
You can't handle? Can't handle a big woman? I'm not. I'm actually not a big woman, but you can't handle one? Just say it's small.
You said all that ass. I don't really like a big chunky ass.
You don't like ass? Oh, you just like flat flab?
Yeah,
you like missionary?
Like it, tight.
Yeah.
Healthy.
You like missionary? Yeah. You don't know what your tongue does? Yeah. You're 24. What job do you have?
I do web development.
Uh-huh. What's your gross a year?
Like 80,000.
Sure it is. I'm sure it is. Uh-huh. Yeah, but you just said I was mid, but that you would also still smash, but then you said you won't. So which one is it? Can you make a decision?
No, I never said I won't.
Oh.
Hold on.
Oh, that's how desperate you are? You would smash somebody you're not even attracted to?
No, I said you're mid, so you're like okay, you're like a 6.
Oh, okay. Sure.
I feel smashed.
So, do you want to talk about why you're still supporting Trump, or do you just want to keep your hand in your pants while you're here?
No, I just saw you on my feed, and I figured I'd call in. I thought it'd be pretty funny.
Yeah, when you're the only person
All right, have a
laughing.
good day, though, hon.
Uh-huh. Go ahead. Anyway, in case y'all don't. This ass? That ass? That ass? Ooh, that ass? That one? Oh, okay. That one. Got it. Got it. That one. Because you can't get betwixt them cheeks, my man. Anyway, if you would like to if you would like to have an actual conversation, if you would like to have an actual conversation about politics and why you're still supporting Trump, get your hands out of your pants, give them a nice little wash, and then you can actually call. So, that was for Kayla, because it's Kayla's birthday. Wait, do it again. I was walking my cat. Anyway, back to the seriousness of the show. No, back up. I can't with y'all. Anyway, it's his fault. I didn't do it.
But we think it's appropriate that we don't need them. We have more oil than any other country in the world. When you add Venezuela, which has been amazing, which has tremendous amounts of oil that we control.
But again, he is saying that the Gulf nations should reimburse him for the war he started without telling them. Yeah, I'm sure that they have some things to say about that. I'm sure he's going to walk that back. I'm sure we're never going to hear about it again. Anything to try to make a buck, right? Okay. Now Trump is going to do what Joe's been doing this entire time, which is ranting fake news. Simply why? Because the news stations are reporting what the info that they are getting, right? Which is that we have not destroyed Iran. We have not taken out all their military capability. That is not the reporting that we're getting from intelligence reports. It's the only person saying it is going to be Trump and Vance and Rubio and Hegseth. And so, again, he just calls what he doesn't like fake news. Doesn't mean that it is.
So we have them in a position that they don't have any military. There's not a thing they can do about it. All they have is fake news, because they have the fake news, would rather see us lose the war than win the war.
Why? Give me a reason. Nobody asks him to explain these answers. Nobody. MAGA, you guys definitely won't, because you're like, yeah, fake news, yeah. No, ask him why. Why would the news media want the U.S., the country they work for, why would they want the U.S. to lose? Why would they want that? I don't know how you, JDam, I don't know how you keep trying to compare me to Rosie O'Donnell. We literally look nothing alike. I get Sarah Silverman all the time, which is why this is the Silver Saraman show. I totally understand that. I have been told that I look like Sarah Silverman. I just don't sound like her. That one would make more sense. Rosie O'Donnell literally makes no sense. I don't look anything like her in face shape or anything, but sure. I need to watch Fox News. I get clips from Fox News all the time. But why? I'm waiting for an answer. Why? Why would the news media want the U.S. to lose the war in Iran? And how does the news media reporting what they're reporting cause Iran to win? You're telling me that we in our military and our strategy and our diplomacy is so weak that the news media reporting on it would cause Iran to win. What? Can we try that again?
There's not a thing they can do about it. All they have is fake news, because they have the fake news, would rather see us lose the war than win the war, which is really treasonous, It's not. It's not how that works. He's just been that's been his new favorite word. Don't know if you guys know this. That has been his new favorite word again. Treasonous. If I just say it, it exists. A certain way.
Why though, Joe? You just said it. You said, yep, fake news. They want to see us lose. Why? I'm asking you why. Why would they want to see us lose? I'm waiting. Sure, insults for me. I'm low IQ. Okay. Oh, making fun of my goal, which you guys, by the way, need to be touching. If you're watching over on YouTube, by the way, can you hit that thumbs up button for me, even if you're hating on me? Because apparently you guys aren't brave enough to call in. The only one who was a 24-year-old kid who I guess just wanted to hit on me. So I'm waiting. Why? because they hate Trump so much. They hate Trump so much they want the United States of America as a nation to lose. And how are they causing us to lose? How? How is the news media causing us to lose to Iran? How? Raul, it's going by really fast. I'm sorry that I didn't get to you, sweetheart. What was your answer? The chat's going by really fast. There's a lot of you. And you've repeated yourself twice now. You've repeated yourself 3 times now. Okay, cool. Glad we didn't get any information on that.
So we're doing another very major attack tonight. They want to make a deal. They came back. We made a deal 2 days ago, and they want to make a deal. They've been negotiating for 47 years, but nobody's ever hit them militarily. We're hitting them very hard. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
And then he kicks everybody out because he was mad.
Thank you.
How old am I? I'm 35.
Thank you, guys.
So 24 to me is a kid. It's just young. It's just young. Especially for hitting on me. That feels weird. Please don't do that. Yeah, you guys need to work on those likes, and we need to work on this goal. We need to work on that. We need to work on the roses. We haven't even completed the roses yet. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Okay, so then Caitlin Collins asks him if, since we are starting the bombing again, is this going to lead to a forever war? Because you kept saying it was going to be short. It was going to be short. We're going to be done. It was going to be easy. We all know that you underestimated their resilience and you underestimated how quickly you thought you would be out of there. And it just wasn't. So is this going to become the new norm for the American people, is what Caitlin Collins asks him. Why is there we go.
But Mr. President, you noted the United States is bombing Iran again. I mean, you've been bombing Iran for months now. Is this just the new normal for the American people?
Well, we're in Vietnam for 19 years. We're here for 4 months.
Oh, okay. We're just going to do that. That's what we're going to do. We're not going to answer, is this the new norm? We're just going to say, oh, well, we were in Vietnam. Thank you so much for the jewels, Sean. I appreciate it. We've only been here 4 months in comparison to Vietnam of 19 years. We're just going to compare it to longer wars that we also lost, by the way. How'd Vietnam go? Did that go well? No, it didn't. Okay.
So I think we've done a lot. We've knocked out their Navy in a period of 1 month.
Well, K-Boo, I know that. Which is why I'm actually not. This is why I have an outline and I cover the news, because I don't sit and wait on them to call in. It got to a point where nobody was ever calling in because they have nothing, because I will ask them to source their claims and they just crash out and slur. So you're absolutely correct, which is why I don't wait on them. I give them the option, but I don't wait on them. I do the news. Welcome in, Facts Raiders. Hi, hello. How are you guys doing this wonderful morning, about to be afternoon for some of you, depending on your woke little time zone. I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you so much, Steve, for the raid. W to the Facts Raiders. Welcome in as we go over the news. Yes, R. Baron, I covered that right this morning. He did finally pay E. Jean Carroll. It's official. It's done. Stop crying about it. He is a liable sexual abuser and defamer who had to pay $5.6 million. So it's done. It's done. Hi, Mia.
Hi, Monty. Okay, hi, welcome in, Facts Raiders. I just want, and the people who have already been here, please show the love that you would show to a white man. We have a goal up here because this is not free. Also, she's being freaking sexually harassed. So let's make sure that we contribute to the Soros Fund because she has Soros dues to be paid. Other than that, we love it here. We love Monty. Show her all the love. Continue tapping. YouTube, calm the fuck down or grow
upset.
some and call in. Thank you.
They're very, very upset. Who said that? Why would you want someone's personal information? I don't. Are you talking about your phone number? Because I don't let you call in on unknown. I don't do unknown callers because it tends to be children on summer break trolling and saying slurs. That's the reason why I don't take unknown calls. But I promise you that you don't have to believe me. It's fine. You probably won't believe me anyway. That, yeah, it lists your phone number. I don't fucking do anything with that unless you threaten me. I don't do anything with that. Why would I? I have no reason to do that. None at all. as we continue here. Thank you again so much, Sean, for the jewels. And then thank you to Sareth. I hope I said that correctly. Sareth, for the $10 super chat. You said, I thought the MAGA bootlicker said we weren't at war. They don't support him because they trust him. They support him because he gives them permission to be racist and misogynistic a-holes. Yes, absolutely true. Absolutely true. Thank you so much. You are absolutely correct. That is the case. Oh, I love that Jay has the patience of a bean. We love that for him. Okay, so then Donald Trump is asked, how long do you expect the war in Iran to take? If it's so much shorter than Vietnam, you know, if they're so scared they could get a Google Voice number to call in with as well. This is true. Y'all think this is my real number?
And Mr. President, just on Iran, you have said now to Congress that we are back at war. How long do you expect this to take? And what's the legal basis?
Take what? Take what?
The war.
Well, I think it's going very fast. We've demolished their military.
Obviously not. You can't just keep saying it. You can't just keep saying it. You obviously didn't demolish their military if they are still able to hit cargo ships in the Strait so that it starts up again. We have been on this fucking roller coaster ride of going up, going down, going up, going down. It's okay. It's over. We won the war, but we're still at war, but we won the war, but it's not a war, but it's a mission and a military operation, but it's also a war. Yes, sure. He can keep saying it, Joe. He is wrong. He is wrong, or else why are we at war again? Why is crude oil $79 a barrel again?
We're hitting them very hard. We had a deal yesterday or the day before yesterday. It was all done. And then they broke up.
Also, Joe, you're great at citing sources. I'm sure you've been great at it this entire time, Joe. Cite me a Democratic candidate, a Democratic congressperson who has ever said, I want open borders, who has ever advocated for a policy that would include open borders. Go.
That deal immediately because they found out there was something in the deal they didn't like. And they're wired differently, and we're not going to put up with it.
They're wired differently. Really? Because there was someone who was able to get a deal done with them, a long time ago, like 10 years ago. Thank you so much, Corrupted, for the DJ glasses. I appreciate it. Could his name possibly be? Obama. Yeah, okay.
We are just going forward. We're attacking them tonight. We're taking out all of their capability for anything having to do with the Strait, with the Hormuz.
Oh, but I thought we already did. Wait, see? He just contradicted himself in one motherfucking video. He said we destroyed everything, except that tonight we're going to hit them and destroy everything.
We're taking out all of their capability for anything having to do with the Strait, with the Hormuz Strait. And I think in the end, we will end up discontrolling the whole thing.
Discontrolling. The last administration, millions of people came in, so I would say the border was open. No, that's not what you said, Joe. That's not what you said, Joe. What you said was that there were Democrats saying they wanted open border. Find that for me, Joe. Find that for me. Try again. Thank you for calling the stream. Can I get your age, state, and who you voted for?
Hello, my name is Randy. I am 33, and I voted for Donald Trump.
In what state?
New York.
Okay. Why are you still supporting Trump?
I support Trump because he's doing good things for Israel and the American citizens.
What is he doing for the American citizens?
He's keeping us safe, protected, and he is fighting in Iran right now to overthrow the Islamic Revolution.
Oh, he said we weren't doing regime change.
Do you know he's lying?
Oh, okay. So you're fine that the president lies to the American people?
People lie. White lies happen.
No, that's not a white lie. That's a pretty big lie. He also said that he would totally be fine with meeting the Ayatollah's son, and he thinks that he might be a cool guy. So which one is it?
It's war. All things are fair in love and war, honey.
No, actually not. That's why we have international courts that he's trying to dismantle. I'll get into that later in the show. Because war crimes exist. So actually, no, everything is not fair in love and war. You actually have specific stipulations of things you can and cannot do in war.
Isn't all war criminal at that point?
No, there are specific crimes that you cannot commit, like threatening to wipe out an entire civilization or, take out desalination plants or bridges. You can't do that.
Okay, so for the one thing you had mentioned that he would meet the Ayatollah's son, he
He
was
said it.
obviously gonna assassinate him. Obviously, any smart person would know this.
Well, that's not what he said, though. He said he'd meet with him. He thinks he's cool. So you would assassinate him on U.S. soil because that's the only place that they would meet. So
They were gonna do it behind closed doors. It was gonna
right.
be a false flag CIA-backed operation.
Uh-huh. Do you smell
Do you think?
toast by chance?
Excuse me?
Do you smell burnt toast by chance?
No. Why? What is
Oh,
what
okay.
is that?
No, that's good.
Punchline? Something?
Good. You don't have to go to the hospital. That's totally fine. So these are all
Whatever.
things
The
you have.
stroke.
These are all things that you're saying that you have a lot of feelings about. Can you prove that to me?
Can you disprove it?
See, that's not how that works. You can't prove negative claims. You can only prove positive claims, right? Like if I say the sky is purple and you say no, it's not, and I say, well, then you need to prove to me it's not purple. That would be silly, right? Because it would be on me to
Oh,
prove it is. Okay.
I agree. But
Okay.
do you agree that two truths can be part of the same reality?
Not if they're contradicting.
Okay, so Trump being good for the American people by fighting the terrorists and backing the Jewish state is bad how?
I do not think it's beneficial for the American people for us to be at war with Iran right now. I do not see what we get out of that.
Oh, of course not.
I'm asking you, so tell me.
Helps nobody.
Okay, so it's not beneficial. You just said him fighting in Iran is beneficial for the American people, but now you're admitting that it's not.
War in and of itself is inherently
Cool. So what's the
terrible
benefit that
for
the American
all
people
sides.
are getting by fighting in Iran?
So later on in life, 10, 20, 30 years down the line, however many generations, we can have a free and greater Israel.
I don't care about that. They already are. Maybe
But
they
this,
should stop genociding other nations. I don't
they
care.
they
But that's
already are.
Israel.
We're
What
in
again? That's not the
Argentina.
question I asked you. I asked
Relax.
you what the benefit for the American people was. I don't give a fuck about Israel. What is the benefit
Okay,
for the
so the
American
benefit,
people? Yeah.
we will be more powerful, and people will be scared to deny us anything.
That's the military and the government's power. What is the benefit for the American people?
I mean, there really isn't anything negative. Everything's
No,
a
I'm asking
benefit.
you. Sure, there's nothing negative. So give me a benefit. What is the benefit to the
Okay.
American people as a whole? You have now told me the benefit for the government and for the military, not for the
Quality of
people.
life, quality of
How?
life.
How does fighting with Iran give us quality of life? Because
It
right now we are
will.
seeing an increase in costs in prices because of what is going on in Iran, which actually hurts the American people. So where's the benefit?
But this is a short-term inflation.
No, not if we stay there for a long period of time. No,
But it'll be quick. It'll be a boom, boom.
it's obviously not. It's obviously not, because here we are in July. He started this in February. Here we still are. It's not done with yet. Where's the benefit to the American people?
I mean, we was in Afghanistan for 20 years.
Yeah, and that was also bad for the American people. So where's the benefit for the American people?
It's good for the Jewish
Where's the
public.
benefit for the American people?
Well, America is basically Israel at this point. You
It's
have to
definitely not.
agree.
It's
The
definitely
United
not.
States of Israel is a thing, honey.
It's not, though, because we actually fund Israel and not the other way around, so I could give a fuck. So, what's the benefit for the American people?
So quality of life
How?
in for our children and our future.
What
that we
quality of
won't
life?
be
Because we are
scared.
having families are having a hard time paying for food and paying for the gas because of this war with Iran. Where is the benefit?
There will be less anti-Semites living
That's
and
not true.
breathing the
We've
same
actually seen
air.
an
Yes.
increase in anti-Semitism specifically because of things
No,
like this
but
war, because we are doing
after.
it for Israel. No, and I'm not saying it's good, but we are seeing an increase in anti-Semitism because of this war, because people think that the United States is being controlled by Israel.
I know I'm Jewish. It is. I am Jewish, and I am telling you.
Right. So the war is harmful to the Jewish people.
Everything.
The war is
Not just
harmful to the
America.
Jewish people because, unfortunately for you, the people on the right, unlike a lot of the people on the left, cannot differentiate between degrading the Israeli government versus the entirety of the Jewish people. So I get a lot of calls of anti-Semitism of people on the right who think that the Jewish people are controlling the government, and that's not what's actually happening. So if anything, the war in Iran and the fact that we did it because of Marco Rubio's statements, that we did it because of Israel, is just proving and increasing anti-Semitism. So again, where is the benefit?
Man, you have to take a chill pill, please.
I just would like an answer to my question where the benefit is for the American people, because it is not decreasing anti-Semitism, it is increasing anti-Semitism, because a lot of the American sentiment is that we are in this war because of Israel.
Yes, the people in the chat would say, "Why are you rolling your eyes at Iran?"
Because
Like
it's a
that.
Persian word and that's how they say it, but that's not the question I asked you. What is the benefit
about
for the American people?
Israel, is it like that?
I don't know. Is that
Can
how you say it?
Israel like that? I don't know.
I say
We usually go
Israel. I say Israel. Why are you crying? Can you give me an answer to my question, which is how is the war in Iran beneficial for the American people?
Okay, so it is beneficial for the American people because after this, in the next generation, right, in our children's lives and our lives, we will have no more wars. This will be the last
You
and
think
final
that
war.
you think that when we're done with Iran, there will be no more wars?
Yes, when we're done with Iran, there will be no
What
more
about
wars.
what about Russia? What about North Korea?
Russia and North Korea
That's not where you would know they are.
are havens of democracy. They are the last bastions of democracy.
North Korea is a haven of
North
democracy?
Korea. Yes, the Democratic Republic of North Korea,
Oh,
of course.
you're just not smart, are you?
What are you talking about, lady?
Just because it has democratic in the name, do you think that they run a democracy in that country?
So is the Democratic Republic of Congo not democratic?
Not necessarily. Are they
Because
run
you
by
say
a
it's not?
democracy?
They might be or they may not be. But
Okay,
just
well then
because it
no,
is-
then they wouldn't be democratic just because it's in the name. That's silly. Anyway, so we would still have issues with Russia. We would still have issues with North Korea. Donald Trump is already threatening Cuba, so apparently we would not be done with war,
Wait,
even if we were done with Iran, because we would be going after Cuba. So what's next?
Oh, Cuba again. Very bad situation. But
Okay, so we would still
again,
have war then.
Okay, wait. Can we? This you're saying this from the American standpoint, correct? I'm saying this as an American Israeli.
I don't
right?
care.
All wars. No, listen. Just
You
listen. I
said
don't
that
think
if we
you're
finish this
anti-Semitic
war,
at all.
no, you said that if we finished this war with Iran, that then there would be no more wars. Well, that doesn't seem to be the case if we're threatening Cuba and threatening Greenland still, which is weird.
All wars are Jewish wars in the end.
Are you trying to promote more anti-Semitism? Because you're not helping yourself. Yes.
I am trying to stop war forever.
It doesn't sound like. Then tell Bibi Netanyahu to get the fuck out of Palestine and Lebanon. How about that? W's to Juicy Juice for the $10 for Kick This Troll. W's to Juicy Juice. That is one way with capitalism that you can get rid of somebody you no longer want to listen to anymore. So can I get W's for Juicy Juice, please, for the $10 for that? And I have to do the math on this. Also, W's to Baloo for the $2 to stop Joe's stupidity before it rubs off on others. Unfortunately for us, Tasty Cake is now in the chat, so it seems to have rubbed off. Unfortunately, it just got a replacement. So if you would like to get rid of Tasty Cake, you also have that option as well, because that's how he is. Thank you for calling the stream. Can I get your age, state, and who you voted for?
Yeah, my name's Adam. I'm 40.
Okay. Well, what state and who'd you vote for?
Why do you need to know who I voted for?
Because I only have conversations with Trump supporters or people who voted third party.
Okay. All right. I voted for Trump.
Okay. And what state did you vote in? Was it a swing state?
Pennsylvania.
Okay. So it was a swing state. Why are you still supporting Trump?
I had a question for you, actually.
Why are you still
Is that
supporting
okay?
Trump?
Why am I supporting Trump? Because he's an American and he's my president.
Oh. What if he's
I'm
a terrible
40 years
president?
old, and I have supported every president for many years. It didn't matter to me. It's the president of the United States, plain and simple.
What if they are
I
really
don't.
bad presidents? You would still support them?
Why would you consider him to be a bad president?
I didn't say that. I said if they were really bad presidents, you would still support them simply because they have the title of president?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, that's silly. What if they were like Hitler?
Hitler wouldn't get fucking.
Oh, I'm sure
Hitler
they thought
wouldn't
that.
become president.
I'm sure they thought that in
That's
Germany
crazy.
too. Would you still support him even if he was?
If if he
I know,
became
it's
Hitler and started eradicating
I
a
didn't say
race of
he
people,
became. I didn't say he
oh
became. I'm saying if
no,
Hitler
yeah,
was elected or a person similar to Hitler was elected president, would you still support them simply because they have the title of president?
no,
Oh, okay.
absolutely
So then you
not.
don't simply support Trump because he's the president. So why do you support Trump?
Because he's not fucking Hitler, you dumb bitch.
Oh,
He's
what
the president of the
policies?
United States.
So what do you
What the
support
fuck
of
are you
his?
talking
So
about?
what
Who the
what
fuck
do
would
you
ever
support?
allow
What
somebody
do you
like
support
oh
of his? What do you
so when
support of
Hitler
his?
when
What
Hitler
do
got
you support
started,
of him? What do you support of him?
kicking out all these illegal immigrants that I have to work my ass off for every day to pay for. Okay,
Oh,
I'd
how
rather
are you paying for them?
my taxes,
What taxes?
my fucking taxes,
Your federal taxes?
taxes,
Which
taxes
taxes?
in general.
Which taxes?
Woman, I'm not going to get here and
Oh,
offer
you don't
specifics.
know. Okay.
I don't know.
Because
I
they
don't know.
You don't know, but you think that you pay taxes for them.
Well, it's back to that media you were talking about. I'm trusting the media, right?
Oh, you probably shouldn't do that then. You should probably look into it. Why do you believe that? Why do you believe that without
I
any proof? You
thought
believe that your
earlier you
taxes
said
pay
that
for
the
them.
media doesn't. Oh, so what do my taxes pay for then? Tell me. You tell me where my taxes go.
It depends on which taxes. You have Social Security taxes. You have stuff for your infrastructure. You have
Okay,
your local
so
taxes,
so
your property taxes that pay for your schools.
where is the money going to support? Where is that coming from then that supports illegal immigrants?
What's
Where's
supporting
that money
them?
coming from?
What is supporting them?
What?
What's supporting them? What are you talking about?
Don't they get a check like every month?
No.
They don't.
No.
Oh, they don't.
No.
Oh, okay. 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 All right. Well,
What check are they getting every month? What are you talking about?
oh, don't they get like Medicaid and
No,
all
because that's
sorts of good-
federal. They
don't get-
can't. No, because that's federal. They actually
No.
cannot get Medicaid if they are undocumented or illegal.
So illegal immigrants don't get any benefits.
Not federal ones, no.
That's not what I'm asking you. Do they get any benefits?
Federal ones, no. State ones, that's a state's right. 10th Amendment of the Constitution. Do you like the Constitution?
And the state. So I don't pay any state taxes?
Well, what'd you vote for in Pennsylvania? It's states' rights. 10th Amendment. Do you like the Constitution?
I love the Constitution.
Oh, okay. Well, states' rights. If they voted for something in Pennsylvania, I don't know if they did, but if they voted for something
Okay.
in Pennsylvania to pay for undocumented immigrants, but I doubt it. Most of it is probably going to be like asylum seekers, which are not undocumented. So
Okay, so you're going to put my beliefs solely back on how my state handles this shit? That's retarded. Like, that's
oh, there's
ridiculous.
the slur. No, I'm not putting anything on it. It is that's just the state. You don't have to like it, but then vote for something different or keep crying. I don't know. W's to Amber. Is it Amber? It was Amber, right? W's for the dollar. You said a man who can't control his emotions. Imagine that. Absolutely true. Guys, I have to do this math like one at a time because you know me. So there's that one. And then I need to do, let me do this big one because I'll fuck it up. You're going to have to chill. That one. Did I talk to you already? I talked to you already. Let's just turn it off while I do math. Because you know me and math. Can I get W's to Sparky for the, what was it? 41 something. You know, when I click on the PayPal, it gets fucked up. You said math is woke and I'm already tired of this guest. So there's that. You got that. He slurred himself out. So sorry about that. That seemed to have happened. And let me double check these messages. They're all mixed up and I hate the way that Venmo comes up on my page now. And W's for the $8 to Subu34. Love the show and love starting my day with you frying these losers. You know, I actually like to get to the news. I do. That is my goal during the day, I promise. But they're on one today. They're very, very upsetty today. So that seems to be something we have to deal with. My God, what is that? You guys are killing me. What am I doing? What am I doing wrong here? Okay, let me double check. Let me make sure. Yes, no, maybe. Yes, did that one. Did that one. Did that one. That one is. And then W's to Oh Me Oh My for the $28. Straight up dumbest caller in my opinion. That one? I mean, I don't know. They're already done. Guys, brings us down to 928. Holy crap. You guys were not happy with those callers, and I'm so sorry for that. I'm sorry. I'm not happy with them either. I just wish they would be smarter. I just wish they would be smarter. My taxes are paying for him, but I don't know what taxes. And now, but you said state and you gave me the answer. And so now I don't know. But W's to you guys. Thank you guys so much for the support. I appreciate it so very much. You guys mean everything to me. This community means everything to me. And guys, we're at 55,000 likes. I know that we can work on that better. So let's keep tapping that screen and work those fingers over here on TikTok. If you're watching over on YouTube, hit that thumbs up button for me. That's probably where these callers are coming from. And so that is the way it is. All right, I turned the call line back on. No, you cannot call with an unknown number. I'm so sorry. That is just the way it is. I don't take unknown numbers because they tend to slur. So we continue. Did I play that one? Yes. Yes, I did. Let's get back to Iran, shall we? Iran, which tends to, nope, let's not get back to Iran. If I hung up on you, there was a reason. Take the consent of women. I revoked my consent. Go away. Okay. Speaking of countries that we might be at war with again soon, like I said, Cuba. This is Donald Trump threatening Cuba.
With town hall, I was curious about there are reports about Iranian drones in Cuba. There are concerns about that. Where does the relationship with the U.S. stand there? Is military intervention still on the table there?
Well, if they do have that, and they might very well have that, we'll take care of it. Marco's just in the other room. And if they do have that, we'll take care of it in short order. We're not going to have a problem. We're not going to allow that to happen. So it could be that they're storing some. We're looking at.
So now I ask for sources. Where are the intelligence reports that Cuba might be storing Iranian drones?
Into it now. It could be so, and it maybe isn't. But we'll figure it out fast.
And what are you expecting with town?
So we're threatening Cuba. But if we finish with Iran, there'll be no more wars, right? It'll be done. How many times in history have men thought that it would be the war to end all wars? I think we fought 2 of them. If I remember correctly, there were 2 of them. That was like the war to end all wars. And yet, here we are, constantly worried about a 3rd. So, just a thought, men like wars. So then Senator Marshall went on with, I think with Caitlin Collins. Or Aaron. It might be Aaron. And was asked, is this a forever war? Let's ask the opinions of the people in Congress, maybe. You could have stopped at have men thought. You're right. They don't. You're absolutely correct. They do not. Let's make sure I haven't talked to you before. Okay. Thank you for calling the stream. Can I get your age, state, and who you voted for?
38. Voted for Trump from New York.
Okay. Why are you still supporting Trump?
I think he's doing a good job for the most part. I mean,
with what?
So you were talking before about the war in Iran, how it would benefit the U.S.
I was asking the caller why he thinks it would benefit the U.S.
I think a lot of it's a war of attrition with China. Like you slow down their oil that they're able to get in.
Is that working?
Down like 70, about 40% down.
Where do they get a majority of their oil from?
They import about 70% of it.
Mm-hmm,
so right now they're about 40% that area, Middle East.
Oh, did they get oil from Russia during that waiver that we gave Russia to be able to sell their oil?
Probably.
Okay, so how we hurt them?
Door. Well, 40% down is a pretty good drop, right?
And what about us? Are we also hurting? Are we hurting in the process of hurting them?
Attrition.
Okay.
It's a war of attrition.
Cool. Yeah. So that I don't care for that. I think that that's a bad model. If you're going to hurt your own people in order to hurt somebody else, I think that that's a bad way to do things.
Yeah. It's not a great way, but
it's not. And I don't see the benefit coming out of that, because eventually it will have to end. Eventually it will have to end, and oil will flow back to China again. So what did we accomplish?
Well, if we control it, we want to keep this war going, keep them from not getting oil for 19 years, right?
If
Same
we
as Vietnam.
control it, that means we have to be there forever. That means we have to keep military people there forever, possibly boots on the ground. That is not anything that any American wants.
That's the only thing America exports, U.S. military. That's all they do.
Sure, but that is not what Americans want to see. It's not what he campaigned on
That's
doing.
what, you're right. He said he'd end all wars. Hasn't done that very well, right?
Right, I
with you.
agree. So I'm
Not
not seeing
everything he
where
does
his
is good.
sure, but I'm not seeing where his presidency then has been beneficial for the American people in any way.
Well, the problem is the U.S. doesn't make anything, right?
I agree. We're
They
not a
export-
manufacturing economy anymore. We are a service economy.
Yep, and that's being taken out by India, China.
Yep.
Lots of all those areas are taking over services too. What the U.S. had was the petrodollar, and that's not a thing anymore.
Sure.
So they have to recreate the petrodollar. They're taking over.
Donald Trump said he
Venezuela,
didn't care
taking
about
all
that,
their
though.
oil.
Donald Trump literally said he didn't care about the dollar and that he could crash it if he wanted to.
Sure. He says a lot of things, right?
Right, but then where is the plan or the policy or the benefit for the American people? He
plan
is meant to
is-
represent us. He is meant to do good for us. And he has a feckless Congress that is not doing anything for us except glazing his taint. What are we getting out of this?
Well, Congress isn't doing anything either, but
That's what I
so
said.
You take over.
Who's in control
yeah,
of Congress right now?
Republicans who
Okay.
don't do anything.
I
Congress isn't
agree.
doing
I
anything.
agree. So that's why I'm here and I am critiquing the president because I'm a political commentator and that's my job to critique Congress on both sides. We could talk about Hakeem Jeffries and his bullshit with the fucking funding of Israel too. I do talk about those things. So we can talk about feckless Congresses. I have no problem doing that. But I have a lot of people who for some reason are still supporting Trump and I'm not seeing why.
So back to the oil. So you take over Venezuela, control a large portion of the oil in this region of the world, right? You rebuild the Keystone XL pipeline. You can get oil from
Oh my
Canada
God.
all the
Oh my
way-
God. We're still doing this. What was Keystone XL?
The pipeline from the middle of Canada all the way down to Texas. where
And
the
what kind of
refineries
oil
are.
was it?
Crude.
What's it used for?
Crude oil.
It was not crude
gasoline,
oil.
making
No, it
petroleum
wasn't.
products.
What was it used for
Is it-
primarily?
The oil in
It was tar sands
the
oil.
middle
It was
of-
tar sands. It wasn't crude.
Huh.
Yeah, and that's used for rubber and
Okay,
plastics.
there you go.
And who owned it?
I would assume the oil companies and the Canadian government would own that oil,
Sure,
right?
it's Canadian. So what benefit
Yeah.
would that have had for us?
You create a distribution channel. You create supply.
It was a shortcut. Wasn't even 5% built. It was owned by TC Energy. It was Canadian. It was tar sands. What benefit is this for gas and oil?
Like you're saying that tar sands don't create oil, gasoline right now?
It's primarily
need
used.
to.
It's primarily used for rubbers and plastics. So I don't see what benefit giving Canada back the rights for their oil pipeline, their shortcut would have done anything for us. And also, it was shut down by the Supreme Court. So I don't know why we are still talking about it.
Okay. Well, it also gives you lots of jobs, right?
No,
Those
it
are some
actually
of the
really
best paying
didn't. But
jobs.
that was part of the reason that
Engineering
people don't
jobs for the
understand that
pipeline.
Joe Biden was releasing them from their contracts so they could get other jobs because TC Energy already abandoned the project because the Montana Supreme Court shot it down.
Okay. Well, you learn something new all the time.
Yeah, so please stop talking about the key lime pipeline because it's like really, it's an old talking point that you could easily look up that it was shut down under Trump's first term.
So, what are your thoughts about him wanting Greenland for like the Northwest Passage then?
I think it's ridiculous that we're sitting here and talking about a president acting as if we are just colonizing other nations that are sovereign. It's ridiculous to me. I don't see why we are supporting that at all.
Well, people take over countries all the time, right? But look at the world
No.
right now.
You're not supposed to take over sovereign nations. No.
There's a pie of resources out there, and every day that
Yeah,
pie
I
gets
don't
smaller.
care. That's colonization and exploitation. I do not think that we should be a country that allows that, supports that, or praises that in any way.
Biggest thing we make is weapons. They support
Okay.
that every day.
Yeah. What does that have to do with us taking over other nations?
We provide the weapons to do that every day.
Sure, we should stop doing that.
Then you got nothing. You got no exports. You make nothing. You'd have nothing. What do you do then, right? How does that
Do
help
you
the
believe in
the
free
people?
market capitalism?
I do, yeah.
Okay, then we fail. That's that thing you guys never think
Yeah.
about when you think about free market capitalism, is that maybe you just fucking fail. And that's a part of free market capitalism too. Maybe our reign as a nation is just done and people are doing it better than us.
Do you think people would be better under the rule of China or Russia?
I'm not saying that. No, but I'm saying that we can move without taking over Greenland. I think that we can progress as a nation without taking over Greenland. I think that that's possible.
It is possible.
Okay, so then
But do you
maybe don't
think
praise
maybe
the
if
president
the
for
US
being a fucking
controlled
tyrant.
global... Well, do you think it would be better for the U.S. if they controlled global shipping, or worse?
Better for the U.S.? For the U.S., sure, it would be better.
The
But I don't think that
entire
would be
US,
better
yeah.
for the people. It'd be better for the corporations. That has nothing to do with us. For the corporations,
Well,
sure,
that's
it'd
it.
be great. What does that do for the
Yeah.
people?
What does letting someone else control it, like Russia, do for the people?
It doesn't do anything. I never said we should let them control it, but I'm asking you why you think it would be okay for us to control it if all that helps is the corporations and not us.
Well, you say corporation. Yeah, I think it helps the corporations, but they have
Right.
workers.
How does that help
they
the
have
people? How does that help the people? He's meant to represent the people. I don't give a fuck about the corporations. They don't give a fuck about us.
You think maybe those corporations employ people who have jobs, 401k, things that could be good?
Yeah, do
and
they employ
helpful?
them at a living wage?
Yeah.
They do?
Which corporation are you talking about then? Because there are lots of them that do employ them at
You know
living
that
wages.
most of the, it's not an oil company, but you do know that most of the people who work for Walmart are actually given instruction on how to apply for Medicaid and food stamps, right?
Walmart's not a great corporation to look at, right?
Okay,
I
but it's a
mean,
huge one, right? It's a big
I
one.
agree Walmart's
Okay.
not a great one,
Mhm.
right?
Amazon?
Sure.
Okay. So who's a good corporation? You think that these oil conglomerates are going to be good to their people?
To their engineers, to
Sure.
higher
Yeah.
up people,
What about the
yeah.
Oh, higher up people. Okay, so fuck the
Yeah.
rest of them down the rung. Yeah, got it. Cool.
I mean, it's hard to say that you'd want all of the workers at Walmart to make more money, but do you think that'll help anyone? Do
Yeah.
you think making more money
Yes.
solves the problem?
Yes, because if we are a service economy, our people are what run us. So yes, I think it's good to invest in the cogs that you have in your machine. Yeah, I probably think if you're going to treat
How's
them like
that
cogs in
working
a
out
machine, maybe you
for
should pay them.
California with their minimum wage increases?
What do you mean? California is the fourth largest economy in the world. Are you okay?
I am, but how's that working out for the people whose restaurants are going under because they can't afford
What
to
restaurants are
pay
going
any
under?
of these new employees? There are lots of restaurants.
Can you give me a
lots
source for
of-
that? That there's a mass closure of restaurants in California due to the minimum wage increase? Guys, keep tapping the screen while we're here. I appreciate you guys so very much. And can I get W's to Oh Me, Oh My, and to Telroy for the
I
$9.28
cannot find
and
you
the
a
$10?
source very quickly on that, but
Sure. So what I would ask you to do
That's
then
fine,
is I would ask you to not
Uh-huh.
say things you can't prove, and I would ask you to go ahead. And you can call me back later once you have found that source. Go find it. So again, W's to Oh Me, Oh My for $9.28, finishing out the goal, and W's to Telroy for the $10 for helping to melt MAGA brains with facts. Oh Me, Oh My said, this dipshit thinks because 30 people build a yacht, it all balances out. I don't know. if California has the 4th largest economy in the world?
Welcome to hell. This is Bigfoot Forest. Quick fam rolling. You can't ignore us.
That scared the shit out of me, Peabody. Didn't we just talk? Thank you for calling the stream. Did you get that source?
Hey, hello?
Hello? We spoke already. Why are you
Hey.
calling again?
Yeah, I'm calling back in regards to a new subject.
Did you slur out before I hung up on you, or did you get hung up on because
No,
somebody
no,
paid?
that was the guy I think after me. I don't slur. I don't do that.
Okay,
man.
but
So
then
I'm
that
just
means
sort of-
somebody paid to get rid of you, so you can be done for today, and you can call back not tomorrow, but on
Possibly.
Thursday. That's what that would mean. Okay. It scared the shit out of me. That was an amazing gift, W. Peabody, but holy crap, it scared me. I was like, where is that music coming from? Jesus. What's the alternative to what? So again, asking Senator Roger Marshall if this is going to be a forever war.
But why won't they capitulate? It makes no sense to anybody. I'd been hopeful, but I'm not as hopeful today as I was a month ago.
Is this a forever war?
Not yet, and it's not going to be. I will guarantee you, that this
How
will
do you
not
guarantee that?
be a forever war. I think that at some point in time, the bombing has to stop.
I guarantee that. How can you guarantee that? At some point, the bombing has to stop. Okay? How do you guarantee that? Holy crap, what do you not understand about consent? I said that you were paid by my
I wanna
community to
co-
be gone today.
But you
That
could get
is
paid
it.
twice. You could double up. Bro.
No, I don't
You
do
get
that to
20
my
bucks
community.
instead.
I don't do that to
You're
my
an
community
e-beggar.
because I'm not a grifter. What I do, however,
an
is if you
e-beggar.
would like to pay me $20, my community would be totally fine with that. You can pay me
I'll pay you
$20.
$20 to
Pay me
stand up
$20.
and do a turn, do a little spin
Yeah,
for me.
I bet
Let
you
me
would.
see if I'll
I
hit
bet
that
you would.
from the back.
I bet you would. No, I actually charge a lot more for that. But you can pay me $20,
I bet
okay,
you would
to come
charge-
back. Okay? Okay. Okay.
And as long as our troops aren't on the ground, that's one step. That's certainly several steps away from a forever war.
But if the bombing stops and nothing on the ground has changed, then what was the point?
Well, the point is that they're decades away from having nuclear weapons, and that we can play whack-a-mole going forward. But here's
They never had them. They were not close to having them. They never had them. And so how do you ensure? Even Pete Hegseth said at his congressional hearing on the budget, he said that, yeah, we knocked it out. And so we were bombing ambition. How do we know that we're ever done bombing ambition? How do we ever know? Now you get blocked because apparently you can't fucking understand consent. I don't know why. Oh, wait, I do know. You're a man. So now we get to block your number. So good luck to you for me trying to remember on Thursday to unblock you.
another question that I have, and it's not for you, it's for the Gulf Coast countries. We have defanged Iran. Now it's their turn to go in and finish the job that
Oh, so this is the new pivot. We saw Donald Trump do it, and now Congress is going to follow suit. What is the new pivot? Hey, we did a lot of the work that you didn't ask us to do, and we didn't tell you that we were gonna do, but can you guys come in now? We need you guys to come in, use your resources and your people, because it's not popular for us to use our people. We already killed 13 of them, and that's really, really not popular for us to continue to do that. So can you use your people as expendable to continue something that we didn't notify you about and that we continued to do?
they need to finish. They need to send their ground troops in if that's what it takes. But it should
God,
not
I
be
have
American soldiers that
Thank
are
you,
leading
Peter.
the way. I think that they have a responsibility here as well. We've done our job too.
A job nobody asked you to do. A job nobody asked you to do. But you go have your people be killed. That's what we're doing now. I'm sure that they'll go for that. I'm sure that they will go for that. Then this was Representative Sessions this morning talking to News Nation, saying how he's proud of the president, and I want you to hear. I really want you to listen to what he says about Donald Trump in regards to Tehran and comparing it to Gaza.
To ask about war, Congress was just notified yesterday that the war with Iran has restarted again. Attacks are continuing for the third night in a row, and at 4 o'clock Eastern later this afternoon, CENTCOM's naval blockade resumes. So now that 60-day clock restarts. Would you like to see Congress have a more active role in deciding what?
That you're probably right, babe. You're saying they're trying to convince them before we're out of munitions and look like idiots. On top of it, our fucking strategic reserves. We already heard Donald Trump say at the G7, he was the one who said that we had about 4 weeks left of reserves and then bedlam. So not great.
What happens here and what comes next?
Well, I think that this administration and Congress want a plan, and I think we're seeing more of a plan this time. I think the reality.
Oh, so you're saying it wasn't planned before. We just went in willy-nilly. Cool. Good to know. The 60 days is up already. Troops were never withdrawn from the area. Yeah. Well, they violate the Constitution in Congress. Oh, wow, I'm shocked.
Check has happened, and that is the Iranians are not going to yield. They will not give. There's not going to be a tie in this where there is some way to effectively get out of this and have a peace. It's going to be total victory. And unfortunately, that is something that I think is going to happen. I think the Pentagon, from what I've seen, has a new plan. They're better able to effectively control at least the Strait of Hormuz. And that is the war right now. The war is not who's in charge. The war is who's going to stop international world commerce and stop it dead in its tracks. And we will not allow that. I'm very proud of the president. And it has been a long time coming. And I think the president has been very careful not to treat necessarily Tehran like it's Gaza. But I think that is going to start. You're going to see buildings tumble. You're going to see pressure being put on.
Oh. They've been very careful not to treat Tehran like Gaza. But I think that will change. We're going to see buildings tumble and you're going to see pressure. What is that pressure? That pressure sounds a lot like fucking war crimes. Is that what you're saying? It's going to start to change. They're going to start to treat Tehran like Gaza. Meaning they're going to start killing civilians for the purpose of putting pressure on. Already putting pressure on a regime that they themselves admit do not give a fuck about their own people. So how would that put pressure on them when they don't care if their people get killed, right? Trump said that. Trump said that they don't care because they shoot their own protesters, right? Tens of thousands. But they're going to care if we start committing war crimes and killing more children on top of the hundreds we've already killed. Thank you so much, Malcolm, for the jewels. Just listen to that again.
Not going to be a tie in this where there is some way to effectively get out of this and have a peace. It's going to be total victory. And unfortunately, that is something that I think is going to.
Rip focus. You just said, why was there a school next to a missile base? Why are there schools on Air Force bases, military bases in the United States? I was an Air Force brat. You know where the schools were? Does that give you an excuse to hit them? And it actually wasn't on the base. It was outside of the fucking base. It was outside of the base. They had moved that years ago. Nice pretzel for allowing the death of children.
Going to happen. I think the Pentagon, from what I've seen.
Thank you, Ari. 162 U.S. bases have schools on them. Why?
Has a new plan. They're better able to effectively control at least the Strait of Hormuz. And that is the war right now. The war is not who's in charge. The war is who's going to stop international world commerce and stop it dead in its tracks. And we will not allow that. I'm very proud of the president. And it has been a long time coming. And I think the president has been very careful not to treat necessarily Tehran like it's Gaza. But I think that is going to start. You're going to see buildings tumble. You're going to see pressure being put on the regime. And then, of course, different things happen. So
I know he said yesterday that he thinks. He thinks the mix of the blockade this afternoon and continued strikes will do the trick, and we know that he's addressing the nation on Thursday evening. We'll see what that message sounds like. Congressman Pete said.
I know everybody's suspecting that speech on Thursday, even Benny Johnson is talking about that it's going to be something in way of the 2020 contest. What I will tell you, because there was somebody on Twitter who was like, Democrats are scared. Again, I'm not a Democrat, but if you want to pull me in with them, you can. I'm a registered independent. Democrats are scared. Sweetheart, if you found anything, if they had found anything in regards to the 2020 festival, there would be arrests, not a press conference. Okay? There would be indictments, not a speech. You've not found shit. Now, will he probably ramble on about it like he always does? Yeah, probably. Is it most likely going to be the same rattle that we hear constantly from him? Probably. So I don't know what we're making this a big deal out of. But again, Representative Sessions just advocated for war crimes, similar to what happened in Gaza. So cool. Back to Senator Marshall. This one I put in here. It's kind of in relation to Iran a little bit, but talking about the Russian sanctions bill. This was actually something that Lindsey Graham was like the head of before his death. It's the one thing I can give him is that he was a huge ally to Ukraine, and that he was super anti-Russia. The McCarthyism was McCarthying, which is totally fine. I have no problem with you being anti-Russia. I don't know when that changed. We're scared of communism, but also Russia, fine, even though Russia was never communist, but we're still friends with Russia. I don't fucking know. But Senator Marshall is asked about the fact that there are 84 co-sponsors on the Russian sanctions bill, and that he's not one of them and why. And he just gives a simp answer. He has no thought of his own, no critical thinking of his own, no opinion of his own outside of glazing Donald Trump's taint.
The president was talking about Lindsey Graham today in the Oval Office. I asked him as we were leaving if he supports the sanctions bill on Russia that Lindsey Graham was pushing right before his death, even after he was visiting Ukraine. The president said yes. He said we're going to be talking soon about that. There are 84 co-sponsors on that bill. You're not one of them. Why not?
I think I was kind of waiting for the White House. I wanted to give the White House as much leverage as they can, but
why? There's 84 co-sponsors, including a crap ton of Republicans in support of this bill for Russian sanctions. Why do you need to wait on the White House to give you your opinion? Who's a sheep? Sheep say bah?
I've supported maximum sanctions from day one, but I think at some point we have to follow the leadership of White House on how they're going to implement these sanctions.
No, you're supposed to do the job for your constituents, actually. You're not supposed to follow the White House at all. That's literally actually not your job. Your job is to do what's best for the constituents. Being a separate branch and waiting for marching orders. It's insane! It's insane! They're such a feckless fucking Congress. They're so fucking feckless. Please, Daddy Trump, tell me what I'm supposed to do.
So whether you support the sanctions depends on whether President Trump supports the sanctions.
I think that's oversimplifying it. I think I want to give him as much cards that he can to make this deal, to get it finished. Again, my horrible disappointment is Europe has never stepped up as much as they could, that they're not doing their job through this.
They are a defensive agency. NATO is defensive. The only motherfuckers who have used Article 5 in NATO have been us, and then we sent them not only to Afghanistan, but to Iraq on a fucking lie where they lost soldiers. And then you didn't tell them about the fact that you were going to be bombing Iran, which would be an offensive action, not a defensive action, so they told you to fuck off. Rightfully so.
This whole process. But certainly before I send any more money over to Ukraine, I would much rather go to some type of more sanctions on Russia.
Okay, but do you want President Trump to support this bill that Lindsey Graham pushed for?
I would, yes.
Senator Roger Marshall, thank you for your time tonight.
Yeah, except for, he didn't support a bipartisan housing bill either that finally became law, even though he sat down and stomped his feet and said, I'm going to hold my breath. And you're like, well, I'm leaving the fucking grocery store without you. And he's like, fine. That's what happened. But sure. Then Trump, which one was he on here? Was this again, back to Hugh Hewitt. He was on with Hugh Hewitt and talking about him and Bibi's relationship and what he saved us all from. But again, tumbles over his words for his, fifth cognitive tests now. Sure, it's going well. I'm glad he could identify what a liger is.
They're saying that you've undercut Bibi, you've thrown him under the bus. Have you?
No, not at all. No, I get along with him very well. Sometimes I disagree with him, and I let it be known, and I've been right. But no, I think he's good. Look, he's a wartime prime minister. He's done a good job. If I wasn't around, or if Bibi wasn't around, especially the combination, Israel would not exist today. We wouldn't have hit him with the B-2 bombers. You know, they were going to have a nuclear weapon within 2 weeks had I not hit him with a nuclear.
What? First part of the sentence, no, because our intelligence never said that. There was no intelligence that said Iran was 2 weeks away from a nuclear weapon. But also, if you didn't hit them with what?
B-2 bombers. You know, they were going to have a nuclear weapon within 2 weeks. Had I not hit them with a nuclear, within 2 to 4 weeks, they would have had a
what?
Nuclear weapon. And once they had a nuclear weapon, they would have used it, and you wouldn't even have Israel around. No, Bibi's good.
Is there anyone in Israel better than him to do the job? Is there anyone better than Bibi?
Well, I don't know most of them. I know some of them, obviously, but I don't know most of them.
They're saying that you've...
Again, show me an intelligence report that said they were 2 to 4 weeks away from having a nuclear weapon. It doesn't exist. I don't know why we keep doing this, where you guys keep believing his lies. And for all of you who are in the YouTube chat, please make sure you've hit that thumbs up button for me. I would appreciate it so very much. Soros is all my president. You are correct, which is why I had my goal. Guys, if you would like to continue to contribute to my goal, on top of the fact that you guys completed it today, I appreciate it. Guys, I will not be here tomorrow. My children have a doctor's appointment, so I will not be here. I will try to go live later in the day, but I might not have time between doing lunch and everything else, so I might not be able to. So in that case, guys, still check out my Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, all in the link tree in my bio, because as we know, it is getting towards the middle of July. We have to pay our Soros dues. George Soros does breathe down my neck every single month to make sure that we are getting our dues in for our BLM bake sale, because that is my job within his cabal, is to ensure that I am getting the BLM bake sale paid for. So we have to make sure that we are doing that. So thank you guys over in the YouTube chat for reminding me, because George Soros is my overlord and definitely pays me to do this. W. Love that. Also, as we're sitting here, remember, if you haven't hit that thumbs up, to do so. And if you're over here on TikTok, thank you guys so much. You hit that 100,000 likes. We're at 105,000 likes. Thank you guys so much. Keep tapping. Again, like I always say, I am just the side effect benefit. I get a benefit that is a side effect for you guys tapping the screen. And I love that. But it really is to benefit your fingers, to get them working so that they know what to do when you are with your partner. I promise you, it is for your benefit, not for mine. So thank you guys so much for that 100,000 likes, and keep doing all of the wonderful things over there on Twitch. I see you guys. There's really not like a button or anything for you to press. There are emotes that you get to use if you are subscribed, and I appreciate every single one of you. And you're right, there is no cure for TDS. Trump devotion syndrome is an issue that is going to be well studied in this community over the next 30, 40, 50 years for sure. We know that. So there is that. So then Donald Trump says that nobody negotiates like him. Art of the deal, as we're still in war because a deal fell apart.
This is almost a military skirmish. Now, with all of that being said, you have to get people that want to make something. We had a deal with them 2 days ago, and then they said, oh, we can't make that deal. We have to negotiate it further. And this is what they've done for 47 years. The difference is nobody negotiated like I do. And this should have been done by Bush and Obama and Biden and people before them.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe I have the history wrong. I'm pretty sure that there was somebody who was president between Obama and Biden. I'm pretty sure there was. Who was that? And what did they do in regards to Iran? Oh, it was. Trump was president a first time. That did happen. Okay. I knew I wasn't. Herbert Hoover. He built the dam. So what did he do in his first term in regards to Iran? He tore up the deal we had with them. Okay, I'm glad that nobody negotiates like you. I can tear up a deal too.
Frankly, it's 47 years they've been ripping off everybody and really hurting and killing thousands of people. So they killed 52,000 protesters, but
non-confirmed number, by the way.
They killed many, many people with Soleimani, who I killed in the first term. This is
Oh, so you assassinated somebody, and that helped our relations with them. How? That helped our deal with them. How? It didn't? Okay, cool. And then as we covered yesterday, I covered it yesterday where Donald Trump talked about and truthed about possibly charging a toll in the strait. And then I showed you where Marco Rubio says it is illegal to do so. CNN not only put that clip together, but a montage of clips from not only Rubio, but Hegseth as well, talking about how you cannot charge a toll, even though Donald Trump said he wants to.
It's an international waterway. No country is allowed to charge tolls or fees on an international waterway. That's existing international law.
First of all, we believe international waterways should be free of tolls, and that's been our position. That's what you see, of course, in the 60 days of the MOU.
I know of no country on the planet that supports tolling or a fee for the use of the straits.
In trying to impose a tolling system. Iran's plan, a form of international extortion, is unacceptable.
There is zero support among the Gulf countries for any sort of toll or fees or anything that charges for the use of international waters. The president's made it clear that's not going to happen.
But $20 or $20, 20% on every cargo ship. Yeah, that's totally going to happen. They're going to walk that back or just quietly never talk about it again in the next few weeks. I can promise you that. All right. Can you guys at least correct the things that I say and stop fighting with the liberal cardboard cutout that you have an idea of 910? Because I would say that Clinton is a sex pest. Go get him, please. He can go under the jail. Abso-fucking-lutely. Biden was actually really sharp. I don't know where you're getting anything from. And what else did you say? Muslims are so great. Why are Muslims bad? I don't have any issue with that. I only have 3,500 subs, get a job. This is my job, and I get paid for my job, so it's totally fine. And there was also somebody in here from Australia who said, you love Trump. Come get him, because we set a precedent that apparently you can just come and take presidents from sovereign nations. So go ahead. Go ahead. I don't care. Anyway, let's move on to economy, shall we? So we got the BLS report, and inflation has come down. It's still high, but it has come down, okay? The consumer price index for all urban consumers, CPI, decreased 0.4% on a seasonally adjusted basis in June after rising 0.5% in May. The U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics reported today this decline in the all items index was the largest one-month decrease since April 2020 when it fell 0.8%. Over the last 12 months, the all items index increased 3.5% before seasonal adjustment. So we're still up from where we were when he took office. Still not great, but it has come down. Now, if this war continues in the way that it looks like it might get worse because, let's see where you're at, where you were this morning. 79 per barrel for crude oil. Brent is at 84. So if this continues in through July, July might look a little bit up or similar to what we're seeing for June. But if this continues into August, it's definitely going to, August might look bad when we get that in September. So there is that. Let's read this. I want to show you from a better view because the BLS is a little bit hard to read from. So I like to use this handy dandy inflation chart that uses BLS data but puts it in here for you. I have to bring it up a lot. People in my community sure as fuck know that I have to bring it up a lot because remember, this is what it looked like when Donald Trump took office. Okay. If you don't want to count that because half of that month was Biden and half of that month was Trump, that's fine. We can do December of 2024 where it was at 2.9. And now here we sit at 3.5. So I don't want to hear shit about inflation because Donald Trump isn't doing anything but making it worse now because of this war that we didn't need to start. Cool. Awesome. And people aren't feeling any kind of relief in their pockets. So, I already had it up actually. So let's do The AP. Inflation cools more than expected in June as gas costs fall, underlying prices ease. That was, again, reporting for May because we had a deal and an MOU and not a deal and whatever. So this is not counting in what's going on now. This was last month. U.S. inflation cooled last month as the cost of gas, clothes, and used cars fell, providing some relief to consumers, while underlying price pressures also cooled more than expected. Prices dropped 0.4% from May to June, the largest monthly drop in 4 years, the Labor Department said Tuesday. On a yearly basis, inflation declined to 3.5%, down from a year-over-year gain of 4.2% in May and lower than many economists expected. So here you have your core at 2.6, and you have your all items at 3.5, okay? So that you can see that. U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. Yet oil prices rose for a second day Tuesday as the United States renewed attacks on Iran and President Donald Trump announced a new blockade in the Strait of Hormuz, a key shipping route for about 1/5 of the world's oil. And many Americans have soured on the economy after 5 years of elevated inflation posing a risk to Trump and Republicans in the upcoming midterm elections. They're cooked. Still, excluding the food and energy categories, core prices were unchanged in June, a positive sign that underlying inflation is cooling. On a yearly basis, core prices rose just 2.6%, down from 2.9% the previous month. Core inflation remains above the Federal Reserve's target of 2%. The core's figures suggest that the gas price spike from the Iran war, while it pushed up airfares and some other costs, hasn't so far led to broad-based sustained inflation, economists said. So that's what they're running with, is that this is short-term pain, whatever long-term game, I'm not sure that we're seeing, or going to see, but that is their claim. Thank you for calling the stream. Can I get your age, state, and who you voted for?
Hello, this is Jeffrey, 30, Pennsylvania.
And did you vote for Trump?
Yes, I did.
Okay, why are you still supporting Trump?
Unapologetically, Trump. Well, Donald Trump, he is not cut of the same cloth as the rest of the presidents. He is a regular blue-collar, average American who clawed his way up the ladder to the presidency of the United States of America.
Are you just trolling? Are you just trolling? Are you just trolling? Are you just trolling? Are you just trolling?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
Okay, where did he make his money from?
Well,
Where'd he make his
got
money?
a small loan from his father.
How
and
much
bought
was that
his
small
first
loan?
building in, real estate.
How
$1
much
million,
was that
I
loan?
believe.
$1 million?
1 million, I believe. Or was it 3 or 1? I believe something
I
like
think it was 400 million. Let me see.
that. He is a Queens native.
1 million in
He
2004
bought
to
the
buy.
Sunnyside
Hold on.
Towers.
1 million in 2004 to purchase a luxury apartment, and 3.65 million business bailout in 2014 to cover flopped prefabricated home ventures. So
Yes.
So no, that's not blue collar. If your parent has the kind of
So
capital to
serves
give you that
my
kind of money, that's not
point.
blue collar.
But he paid it back though, right?
No.
And he did the work.
But that's not blue collar. Even if he paid it
I
back,
mean, maybe
that's
not
not blue
blue collar.
collar.
Okay,
That's
I
not a
agree
small
with you.
loan.
No,
That
I
is
agree
not
with
blue
you.
collar. He was
You're right, you're
raised
right.
in wealth.
I was glazing him.
You were what?
I might have been glazing him a little bit at that point. You're
No,
right.
you were
you're right.
lying.
He's not blue collar, like
Correct. He was born with a silver spoon in his mouth. Oh, and then he inherited 400 million when his father died. Cool. Yeah. You don't have that kind of capital from blue collar work. I would say you are correct.
I
He's
mean,
not
when did
cut
his
from the
father
same
die? What
cloth, but that's not a good thing.
Yeah. Okay, so let's stick with that. He's not cut from the same cloth, so I figured it would be a refreshing change of scenery, I guess you could say, or I'm not sure what metaphor you want me to use, but so yeah, I mean, and it's been great so far. I mean, he's done all the things he said he was going to do.
Oh,
and
he did?
with excellence.
Did
I might add.
he did no new wars?
Yeah, he got rid of the illegals.
He didn't do that. We have a mass
Oh no,
detainment problem.
that we had to do though.
Oh, okay. So then he
Are you
didn't
talking
do.
about the alligator
Cool.
Alcatraz?
That's fine. So he didn't do everything he said he was going to do. No, we actually have a mass detainment problem in the United States, not a deportation one. So he's not getting rid of anybody. We're detaining them, but not removing them, which is why he
Yeah,
keeps
no,
losing
I
in court.
agree. I agree. There is a mass detainment
Cool.
and the enslavement of all peoples in all over the world, but especially in America. For-profit jails have
I
ruined
agree.
us, and yeah,
I agree, but that's
yeah.
not him getting rid of
But
the illegals, and that would be no benefit to you if he did.
okay, so on the streets of my town, right, for example, right, we had a lot of African and I guess they were Venezuelan, right, work like
What country in
migrants,
Africa?
and they used to
What country in Africa?
I don't know, they were West African immigrants,
How do you know?
West
Do they
African.
wear a T-shirt that says they're West
I'm
African
not sure.
immigrants?
Because I speak to these people every day. I walk by them, had conversations with them, shared cups of coffee with them, bought them
Okay.
cups of coffee, a little bagel, butter bagel, something. I'm
Sure.
part of the community.
Uh-huh.
So whatever. He got a lot of them into what do you call this? Housing, and they
Who did?
shelters and stuff like that.
Who did?
All the hotels became shelters.
Who
Trump
did?
and his administration.
Really? Show that
Trump
to me.
and his administration.
Show that to me.
Show to you how.
Show
Are
me
you
that
denying,
show me where the Trump administration, through congressionally approved funding, which would be in some sort of bill, opened up hotels as shelters for them.
Okay, no.
Okay.
So listen. There's nothing like exclusive saying that, right?
Oh, then
But
they
it
wouldn't be
did
able to do it.
happening, right?
Then
Are
they
you-
wouldn't
are
be
you
able to do
denying-
it.
are
Then
you
they wouldn't be
denying
able to do if there is not congressionally
that
allocated.
migrant shelters
If
exist?
there is not congressionally allocated funding to do it, then they didn't do it.
It's state funding.
Oh, okay, then that's not the Trump administration. That would be Governor Shapiro's office.
But who's on top of Shapiro? Trump.
No,
So he
not for
takes the
state
credit.
funding. Not for state funding. That's the 10th
Correct or not
Amendment.
correct?
That's the 10th Amendment of the Constitution. State funding that is brought in through state taxes is solely in charge by the legislature in the state. Donald Trump has no control
No,
over
I agree.
state
I
funding.
agree, but so if it goes bad, he gets blamed for it. But if it goes good, he gets no credit.
I don't know what that has to do with anything. We were talking about immigrants. So what
That's
is the
how it
benefit of
says.
getting rid of what is the benefit of
just in
getting rid of
general.
immigrants?
No, I didn't say he benefit getting rid of them. I'm just saying getting them off of the street.
Why is that
Like,
good?
just literally on
He
the
did, but
street.
he didn't do that. He didn't get them off of the street. He just mass detained a bunch of people who have been here and working for 30 plus years. That's not beneficial to us.
I mean, but they came here wanting to be, in America, and now they're living in America, 3 meals a day, if not more. And yeah,
How are they
I mean,
being?
they're living better lives than me. Free cell phones.
No. Who's providing them 3 meals a day?
free everything.
Who's providing them 3 meals a day besides themselves because they work?
The state.
The state. That's state funding. That is, you guys are
state.
so very, very upset about
I
state
know.
legislature that you don't vote for. Do you vote down ballot when you vote?
But I only voted for Trump this one time.
And did
because
you
I
vote
didn't
down
want
ballot
Kamala
on
Harris
that ballot, or did you just vote Trump bubble and left everything else blank?
Just Trump.
Cool. So then you have you get to have
What's
no
a down
opinion.
ballot?
So
if
that
you don't mind. me
what is down
asking?
ballot? So when you have a ballot, I know
I'd
you
like
can't.
to know.
Sure. So you'll have at the very top is going to be, especially in a presidential election, you're going to have president, and it's going to say for 2024, it said Kamala Harris or Donald Trump. I'm not sure if Pennsylvania had any other lines or write-ins. It depends on the rules in your state. Then you're probably going to have some sort of a Senate race, possibly your personal congressional district. You're going to have your local city council, sheriff's department, whatever, like all of the things that are down ballot. I know for a fact that your ballot that came in didn't just have president. It would have had bubbles that were down at the bottom that you obviously didn't fill in to vote. So because you didn't fill in those to vote, you do not get to have an opinion about what happens at your state level because you didn't vote for it.
But I voted for Trump.
You voted for Trump. That has
And
no
it,
that
and
has
it,
no effectuation.
Pennsylvania
Yes,
is
that
part
has
of the
nothing to
states of
do. That
America.
has nothing to do with what your state legislature. I don't know if you know this, but you have a state senator and a state
No, I don't.
representative in your state Congress, and you also have your governor. You did not vote for those things. The state gets to decide what they do with state funds, and you pick the representatives and their policies on what to do with those state funds. In Pennsylvania, apparently your state legislature allows for funding to go towards undocumented immigrants to help them. You didn't vote for that, so you don't get to talk about
Yes,
it.
that's a
Trump
good
didn't do
thing.
anything.
Okay. I understand what you're saying, right? I am in agreement with you, right? But you have to see the correlation, right? So let's say I'm a bank manager, right? Or I'm the owner of a business of some sorts, right?
Okay.
And the business is doing bad.
Okay.
Who will get blamed? The owner of the business suffers the
Are you running
repercussions.
your
If it
business
does
bad?
good,
Are you
he
running your
gets
business bad?
No, obviously not.
Well,
Trump is doing a great job in America.
No, he's not,
People are
actually.
defending him.
No, he's not. His approval rating is in the low 30s. No.
But that's just today's rating could be different from tomorrow's rating.
Yeah, it's only going to get worse. It is not in the history of polling, it is not known to get better from a low position, especially in a second term when you have no chance of being voted in again. That's why it is your lame duck presidency. It is going to continue to go down.
Do you honestly believe Donald Trump will not sit a third term?
He can't. The Constitution exists.
Is there amendments
Yes.
that can be made to the Constitution? Yes or no?
Do you sure, you can amend the
Okay, I mean,
Constitution. What does it take?
is
What does
there
it take? What does it take to get an amendment through the Constitution?
I think you need to pass a bill through Congress.
Correct, but what do you need in way of votes for that in Congress?
2/3.
You need 2/3 in the House and the Senate, and then you also need the states to ratify. How many of the states do you need to ratify? What is the percentage?
I'm gonna say 70.
You need about 3/4 of the states to ratify said amendment after it has passed 2/3 in the House and the Senate. Do you know that that takes years and does not happen very often?
No, I know, but look at
so then
Putin
they
in
are not
Russia.
going to,
He's
they
been
do
there
not
for
have
how
the
long?
time. They do not have the time nor the support to pass an amendment that would strip the 25th or the 22nd and allow Donald Trump to run for a third term. They do not have the time nor the support to get that done. So no, he will not be running. He will not
Have
be
you seen the
running or
movie-
serving a third term.
Have you seen the movie Casino, where Robert De Niro owns the casino and he wasn't able to have a specific title, so they just changed the title, but he did
Are
the
you
same
basing
job?
your information
That's
about the
what's gonna happen with
Constitution on a
Trump, most
movie right now?
No, I'm just giving you an example so you
No, that's not
understand
an
and
example because it's a
correlate
fucking
what I'm
movie.
saying.
No, it is not an example because it's a fucking movie. And the movie that you're quoting is Robert De
That was
Niro,
based
who
on real
hates
life,
Donald Trump, by the way. So don't base stuff off of a movie
Yeah,
script.
I mean, what does that have to do with anything?
You cannot
I
base the
was just using it as an
Constitution.
example.
You cannot base
upset.
things that happen in the
I've
Constitution
been
on a
nothing
movie
but
script.
respectful. Okay, I agree. I was just giving you an example. I'm
It's
sorry
not a
if
good
that
one.
offended you.
It's because it's a bad example when you're quoting a movie.
Okay.
There's movies about purple people eaters. That means
No,
nothing
you're
to
right.
me.
You're right. I'm just there. I mean, there's people listening that I kind of have to dumb it down.
No, I think you're dumbing it down for
I don't know.
yourself.
I don't know. What would you like to talk about?
I want to
I
know
mean,
why
I
you're
answered all your questions and
Yeah,
got
I
them
want
right
to know
for the
why
most-
you're
for the
supporting
most
Trump
part.
because I'm not seeing any policy that is a benefit.
Oh, as of policies like in ink and paper, I'm not sure, but the actions speak louder than
The
any
actions would be
piece
his
of paper
policies.
could.
The actions would be his policies.
A lot of history doesn't get documented, right? It just happens.
What?
Yeah, I mean, let's say your day, right? Like your day today. You're not gonna document 24 hours of your day.
Actually,
today.
for the
You're just
you
gonna,
are
hey,
incorrect
sum it up
in
to be a good
politics.
day or a bad day.
In politics, actually, you are incorrect. The president literally has a printed itinerary that they hand to the press every single day about every hour of his day.
So when he's in backdoor meetings with Benjamin Netanyahu, for example, do you think they have a stenographer sitting there and
That's not what I said.
writing
I
their
said that they would
treasonous,
say he either has a meeting. They would say he has a meeting. By the way, that would get leaked if he had a meeting with Bibi. Why? Because Bibi comes here. So his plane landing, him going to the White House, that we wouldn't know exactly what the meeting consisted of. We would just know that they spoke. Yes, that gets documented.
That's my point.
No, that's not
Yeah,
your point.
see,
Your point was
thank
that the
you
day-to-day,
for,
we don't know what happens. That's not true. We do know exactly what happens day-to-day. He has a readout that is given to the press every single day.
Okay, so they tell us lies and we either believe it and we don't, or we don't believe it, right? But whatever the action happens, right? There's a reaction that happens from whatever actions they say or we believe or choose not to believe, correct?
Sure.
See, they said, hey, well, we have a peace agreement with Iran. Now we're bombing each other again.
Yeah, Donald Trump
Believe
lies.
we had a peace agreement with Iran? I did.
I didn't.
Yes,
You want to
of
know?
course he lies. People lie.
Yeah. Why did he lie? What was he doing for the stock market, do you think?
Because he's a liar.
He lied because
He's a liar, but that
we
doesn't
had
mean he's
no.
a bad president.
What would happen is that we had an ongoing talks or deal every single day, especially Friday before stock market close, and then we would bomb them over the weekend when the stock markets are closed, and then Monday we would start again and say we're having talks. Why? So we can manipulate the stock market.
I agree, but is that illegal?
It's market manipulation. It might be if there's some sort of insider trading going on his behalf. It might be illegal.
So jail him.
There will be
investigation.
You cannot jail a sitting president. That is part of the Constitution. That is a law. It's like an unwritten rule that you do not jail a sitting president. There will be investigations, I am sure, once the Congress changes over in November, and there will be investigations into him and his children. I am very, very much sure of, if he makes it that long.
Most definitely.
Cool. Why are you still supporting this man?
And I feel the same. Because he is the epitome of Catholic American values.
He's not. No, he's not. He's not even a
What
Catholic.
we should be as
He's not
men
even a
and
Catholic.
What? Oh, you're right. He became Jewish in 2017. I
No,
forgot.
he has never said what he is. He has never said if he is even religious in that way.
Religion? Is he?
I don't know. We don't know.
He actually has a rabbi. He has a rabbi in 2017. He said he was Jewish.
No, yes, a rabbi called him Jewish. Do you, no. Every single president, there is a rabbi that has chosen to speak at religious events. Every single president has one. This is not him being
Why is
Jewish.
that?
It is him having conversations with the Jewish community through a rabbi. That's very, very normal.
Was there a sheikh over there too?
Probably not, because he is
For
super
the Muslims?
Islamophobic, so he probably would keep them out of there, even though they're not Muslim.
Yeah. I mean, this is just. I mean, but
He does not have any kind of
set.
he does not have any kind of set proclaimed religion. And regardless if he did, the First Amendment is very clear about separating our government from religion.
I mean, yeah, evil has no religion. I agree. But you know what? He's a necessary evil. He is helping the American people in ways you cannot even contemplate. You cannot even.
Why is he a
fathom.
necessary evil?
Why? Because he's doing all the illegal things and unconstitutional things that you're saying, right? He is doing them. I agree with you. He is doing them, but for the betterment of the people. As well as himself. He is a citizen.
How does it better the
How?
American
He's
people?
making
How does
our
it benefit?
economy
How does it benefit the American people to violate the Constitution?
Because honestly, the Constitution is stupid in some parts. It's outdated and it needs to be amended.
That's too cool. Then they have to amend it. Until that point, his job is to follow it. What is the job of the president?
But that's why the job of the president is to lead as best as he can.
No.
Because he's doing
It's to
above and
uphold.
beyond.
No, it is to uphold and execute the Constitution.
Upholding or executing, not both.
Yes, it is
Uphold
both.
or execute. I need
Nope, it's
execute.
both. You didn't even know. You want to? Let's look it up.
Execute as in
Oath
he
of
has
the
done
President. Let's look it up. We'll read it. We'll fucking read it together since you guys don't know.
All right.
I do
Let's
solemnly
do it. Let's do
swear.
it. Honestly, yeah.
I do solemnly swear or affirm that I will faithfully execute the office of the President of the United States and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States. Both. It's both.
Okay, and we already agreed he's a liar, correct?
Yes, but I don't see why you are okay with him violating the Constitution.
He's not violating. He's just
absolutely is.
circumventing.
No, he is violating it.
He's navigating
SCOTUS has ruled that
to
he's
where it's not
violating it.
Illegal, but it's not.
SCOTUS has ruled that he is violating it.
Who is SCOTUS?
The Supreme Court of the United
SCOTUS?
States of America. The Supreme Court of the United States of America.
So what are they doing after this violation?
He had to reverse course. That's what happened.
Oh, but he's good though. He's not in jail. He's still big homie on the block.
That's not.
He's still sitting in the big seat.
It's not about him going to jail. It is about the fact that he is violating the law.
Yeah, I agree. He is violating the law, but to uphold American values and Constitution and home quality of life.
You're how do you uphold the Constitution by violating the Constitution?
Because sometimes you have to spend money to make money. That's why.
That you're just talking nonsense.
Does that
now.
make sense?
No.
No, but we agree on certain things. You're intellectual. There's some common ground, but these things that you're just not getting. Like, you think everyone follows the law, the average American.
No, but the president, the president whose oath is to uphold it, defend it, and execute it. Yes, I hold to a higher standard than you and me.
Okay, so this president, who is a known kitty fiddler, had 3 or 4 wives.
You didn't vote for him.
With children with multiple women,
Uh-huh.
multiple affairs, puts his hand on the Bible, right hand to God, and
He actually didn't
swears an
touch it
oath.
this time.
Do
Did you know
believe
that?
him?
Did you know that he actually didn't touch it this time? They
Oh,
held it and he
you see?
hovered his hand above it.
I believe you.
Cool.
I believe you. And then Mitch McConnell, he just died.
He didn't die. What? He actually didn't. That's the thing. Can I get W's to DJ Bookie and to Jesus Christ, and to Blue for the drop pool to get rid of him? Thank you so much. DJ Bookie sent 5 for please get rid of this dumbass, and Blue sent 5 for get him out of here. W's to you guys. Mitch McConnell didn't die. He was definitely fucking trolling. There's no fucking way he wasn't trolling. Be a better troll. Like that would. You're not smart. You're not smart. At all. Really, really bad. Anyway, guys, as we're sitting here, I see we're at 158,000 likes and it's almost 11:30. Let's keep pushing so that we can get to 200,000 before I end today. I would appreciate it so very much. 180 of you over on YouTube, if you have not hit that thumbs up button for me, I would appreciate it if you did. Surgeon, he said he did. He said he voted for him. But I don't know what that was. What is SCOTUS? Yeah. Listen, there are people who don't know what POTUS, SCOTUS, FLOTUS, like, that they don't know what those terms mean. And that's fine. I have no problem, but don't come on and act as if you know what you're talking about and then not know what SCOTUS is. It's insane. That is insane. So, okay, anyway, we were talking about inflation. We went over the AP article on inflation a little bit. If inflation continues to trend down this way, it is possible that a rate hike will be less likely. Does that mean that there will be a rate decrease? We don't know. We're not sure. That's not necessarily something that means that will happen. But I did want to bring up this video, which is Sorkin. my little lizard-eyed man, Sorkin on CNBC talking to Tim Scott about inflation, and they're going to do the same thing that they always do. Why is SCOTUS? I have a better question. Why is Gamora?
Because we've been talking about the president, and you can like a lot of the policies of the president, and I'm not going to just.
ADHD, everything. He violated the Constitution in way of due process for Kilmar Abrego Garcia. And then also most recently, he was ruled that he violated the 14th Amendment in way of his EO on birthright citizenship. Go ahead and read those decisions.
Because we've been talking about the president, and you can like a lot of the policies of the president, and I'm not going to dissuade you of those policies, but just on the basic facts of measuring where we are today versus before. And by the way, I'm getting a lot of emails and texts from people. You know, the stock market clearly is better off, but just on the math, we have more debt, inflation numbers worse, consumer prices worse, unemployment is worse, jobs number is worse. Technically, you could argue the GDP number is.
ADHD. You said the one Biden swore his oath on. Did you know you don't have to swear your oath on the Bible? Did you know that? You know that that's a choice, whichever book you choose to swear on. Biden did swear his oath to the Bible because he is actually a Catholic. And Trump hovered his hand above the Bible in his second term oath. Did you know that? Evildoer, you said only citizens deserve birthright citizenship. That is your opinion, but SCOTUS said differently.
Stables / maybe worse. So, but that's just empirical math. I'm not making a judgment. I'm just saying you're making
from when he left office.
Yes, from when he left office.
His inflation averaged 5%.
I understand it, but
unemployment.
Thank you.
When he left office, and that's how people measure.
Okay, 4.3 to 4.4.
Say what again? If I'm ever president, I'm swearing on a copy of Green Lantern and taking the Lantern oath. There you go. Exactly. Because you can swear on whatever you want. So you guys can keep saying only citizens deserve constitutional protection. It's again, you just hate the Constitution. You just hate it. They said only citizens deserve. Well, yeah. Is that what they said? I didn't even think about that. Let me see. Where'd it go? It will get overturned in time. No, it won't, because this is going to be an affirmation of previous decisions. So that's cute that you guys think that. It won't, but that's not how that works. I was trying to find it. I can't find it now. It's moving too quickly. Thank you for calling the stream. Can I get your age, state, and who you voted for?
Harold, 42, Kentucky, and I voted for Donald J. Trump.
Okay. Why are you still supporting Trump, Harold?
Well, he's doing good, and I'm getting ready. I like the UFC fight he had. Now we're getting ready for a big race, big NASCAR Formula 51 race over there at the Pennsylvania Avenue.
We are.
Going around the D.C. Mall, and I'm ready for that. I ain't gonna lie, I'm a sucker for the wrecks. I hope there's one.
You like a lot of left turns?
Oh, yeah. But I had some news I heard. Did you hear that Senator Lindsey, he got his, he was cremated.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, but his body was so small, apparently his ashes only weighed 1 gram. Funeral pun for the win.
That was a good one. I liked that one.
Have a good day.
Goodbye, Harold. It was Harold. It was Harold. Why are you guys saying it's RF kidding me? It was Harold. Obviously. He was a Trump voter. Obviously. He's still alive. He's not, well, because apparently Mitch McConnell died, according to them. But again, okay, so then they're talking about the average, which is, even that is a silly conversation. The average of Biden's inflation was 5% over the course of the 5 years. Duh. Because he had high inflation. Why? Because of the pandemic and supply chain issues. So it is a silly thing to bring up. But sure, you can bring it up.
Inflation average 5%.
I understand
Andrew,
it, but
unemployment.
It's from when he left office, and that's how people measure.
Okay, 4.3 to 4.4% unemployment is still so. Those are that was a total that was an exercise in sophistry. If you're comfortable with that, that's fine. Go ahead, Senator. Yeah.
Joe Kernan is such a tank glazer. Even though you got him in trouble in your own interview. with a law that none of us knew about. Thanks for that.
There's no doubt. You've got to take both
Sophistry? Yeah, it is.
presidencies in aggregate. The bottom line is simply this, that the average American was losing over $1,000 a month in spending power because of Joe Biden's policy.
What policy? What policy was causing a decrease in that? Or was it just the pandemic that Biden had no control over? Was it that?
The first thing he did as president was pass a $1.9 trillion spending package.
If
that
we average
gave
all
away-
4 years together of the Biden
did away-
administration, I agree.
that gave
Let's see. Biden admin 1.9 trillion spending package. Let's see. What bill was that? Spending package you're referring to is the American Rescue Plan Act signed into law by President Biden. The sweeping legislation package was designed to combat the public health and economic impacts of the COVID-19 pandemic. Okay, so let's look at what the voting was for the American Rescue Plan. I want to see. Because, you know, if Republicans voted for it too, then what are we talking about? Verification, summaries. No, I want to go to actions. Here, we'll bring it up on the screen. Oh, hold on. Puzzle piece. Did I do it? I did it. Okay. Actions. Let's go for the votes. Okay, in the Senate, it passed 50-49, so it's probably going to be on partisan lines. Let's go to... God, they had multiple votes on it with amendments. We love that. That's the Senate. Go down. Go to the House. Passage 219 to 212. So probably on partisan lines. Okay. So they passed it partisanly. That's totally fine. It didn't have to be bipartisan, but that was for COVID relief for the American people. Okay.
cash away. And the bottom line is this: Americans were worse off under President Biden economically. Under President
No
Trump,
one
they're
got a
better
raise.
off.
Real
And
wages were
frankly-
down.
I'm not arguing on behalf of President Biden or somebody else.
No, no.
I'm just
saying
suggesting
the
is there are
critical
people
facts.
listening to you, Senator.
It's probably bad TV for us to talk over each other, by the way.
And by the way, spending packages are done over the course of 10 years, so maybe let's factor in the 2 stimulus checks that we got from the Trump administration, from the Congress and the Trump administration that would have been overflow into Biden's administration, right?
So I don't want to make your show worse because it's one of the best shows on TV, guys. But I just want to say this. Take the numbers and take a deep look at them.
We did. We did. And when Joe Biden left, inflation was down to 3.0%. It's now up.
The average American feels better today than they did in the challenging years of the Biden administration.
No, they don't. Consumer sentiment is down to the same point it was during the pandemic. We saw that already. We saw the survey on that. That consumer sentiment is down at its lowest point since COVID. That's not true.
Which basically were 4 challenging
And Senator,
years.
I think that's especially true if you have money in the stock market. All I'm suggesting is I think that those who are measuring from the end of the Biden presidency to today may take a different view, or at least would they look at the numbers differently. Jamal.
That's Tim Scott. Rick Scott is the Skeletor-looking motherfucker from Florida. This is Tim Scott. I think he's also in Florida. But that's Tim Scott. Different. So then our favorite economic guy, but even if that was true, it's a weird metric. Yeah. And somebody's saying overflow of the Biden administration. If those bills were passed in 2021 and 2022, you would start to see that already trickling into 23 and 24. And yet the inflation was going down. Why? I'm not saying Biden did anything to bring inflation down, but I'm saying it went down, and all of a sudden with Trump, it's going back up. You guys can't give Trump credit for bringing it down to 2.4% for 2 months in a row and then say that now all of a sudden it's going up is Biden's fault. Like, look, you can't have it both ways. I'm not giving Biden credit for it going down necessarily. I do think that there were policies that did help with it going down, but it was going to go down because we were coming out of a pandemic. But I'm not necessarily getting Biden praise for that. But you guys took this, right? You guys took this and you gave Donald Trump praise for that. You said, that's great. We're going to give him praise for this. This is great. Look at Donald Trump. Amazing. Democrats suck. But now when we get this, how is this all of a sudden going to be rollover from Biden? You cannot have it both ways. That's not how this works. People feel better now than when people were dying at a rapid pace is a low bar. Yeah, it is. Yeah. You know, remember when the equivalent of the people who died on 9/11 were dying every single day? Do you remember when that was happening? People feel better now than they did then. Really? No way. I'm shocked. Could have fooled me. But here's Kevin Hassett, who's going to blow smoke up your ass about getting to $3 gallon gas.
Big thing Americans obviously care about are gas prices, especially during the summertime. If we can pull up this AAA chart showing gas prices right now, they're down from what they were.
Thank you, Newshound. You said the Inflation Reduction Act helped, but mostly it was our economy rebounding. Right. Because I've actually seen, I no longer say that the Inflation Reduction Act helped inflation because I've seen arguments from economists on both sides. Do I think it helped a little bit? Yes. Do I think it was a core of why it went down? Not necessarily. Like you said, I think, economy rebounding like most economies were after the pandemic. Thank you for calling the stream. Can I get your age, state, and who you voted for?
Tom.
Okay, your age, your state, and who you voted for?
I'm 35. I'm from Ohio, and I voted for Donald Trump
Okay, why are you still supporting Trump?
because he's a cool guy.
You have any policies that you support?
Because he supports he supports no immigration.
He supports no immigration?
Close enough.
Oh, why is he giving asylum status and refugee status to white South Afrikaners from South Africa then?
I don't know what you're talking about, ma'am.
Yeah, so there are white South Africans, they are called Afrikaners, that we are giving refugee status and purposefully bringing them over to the United States. If he was no immigration, why is he doing that?
Well, no immigration is hyperbolic language for the purpose of rhetoric, ma'am.
I know, you're really bad at this trolling thing. Did you know that? When do you start school again? What's your school's calendar look like?
Oh, I dropped out of 7th grade.
Oh, that's really sad. Go back to the playground. I don't have time for you. Anyway, Kevin Hassett.
About a month ago, but they're still significantly higher than they were this time 1 year ago. Obviously, the war in Iran is throwing a wrench into this. As long as that conflict is going on, should Americans expect these?
By the way, I do love that YouTube chat is still freaking out and arguing about a SCOTUS decision that is now settled law. You can keep being mad about it. SCOTUS has ruled on it. Actually, you know what? It is one of my favorite things to do. Let's do it. Trump v. Barbara. It is one of my favorite things to read. Let's read it. Is that bad? No. Thank you for calling the stream. Can I get your age, state, and who you voted for?
30, Ohio, and Libertarian.
Did you vote for Chase Oliver?
Yeah.
Okay. Why'd you call in?
So obviously I'm not happy with the current administration, but I still support our president because he is the leader of our country. And if our president fails, then we fail as a country.
Sure, but if our president was a genocidal dictator, would you still support him simply because he's the president?
No, but he's not committing genocide. He's compromised
He's helping
by
to
Israel.
fund it.
He's compromised by Israel.
Okay, so criticize him for that.
How could you? If you were compromised by a foreign nation who wants to kill you, would you?
No, just criticize
would you
him
stand
for it.
up against it?
Criticize him for it and make Congress do their job because he works for us.
I agree.
Okay, so then criticize him for it. Don't just support him because he's the president. I don't want him to fail in that aspect. I want him to fail in the aspect that he's not getting any of his policies accomplished and they're not beneficial for the American people.
No, fair enough. I'll give you that. He rug pulled all of his voters by starting a new war. I'll give you that.
Yeah, no, you're not a Trump supporter, so I totally understand that you would agree.
But even Biden was not a great president for the people, but I still wanted him to succeed.
No, I think he was, though, because of the bipartisan pieces of legislation that he got accomplished in Congress. It was one of the most effective Congresses that we've seen in a long time.
Would you go back and vote for Bush again?
I couldn't vote for Bush. I was too young, but I wouldn't vote for, not at his age now, no. Not in general. He was still a war criminal. Okay. I couldn't vote for Bush. I couldn't vote for Obama the first time because I was like, 26 days from turning 18. So I had to wait for 2012. Unfortunately for me. You voted for Kerry. Anyway, let's read one of my favorite decisions in Trump v. Barbara, since they are all, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to make anybody feel old. Read this decision because it doesn't matter about your feelings on it. It matters what SCOTUS said. This is the Supreme Court of the United States. Trump, President of the United States v. Barbara, held. That would be their decision, in case you don't know how SCOTUS decisions work. Held. Children born in the United States to parents unlawfully or temporarily present are subject to the jurisdiction of the United States and are citizens at birth under the 14th Amendment Citizenship Clause. Oh. So you can keep wasting your time crying, or you can accept what the decision actually is. That's on you. Anyway, back to Hassett and gas prices.
AAA chart showing gas prices right now. They're down from what they were about.
Newshound, I mean, my parents were Bush voters, both times.
A month ago, but they're still significantly higher than they were this time 1 year ago. Obviously, the war in Iran is throwing a wrench into this. As long as that conflict is going on, should Americans expect these prices to just basically keep seesawing?
Well, I think that one of the ways you should think about it is that the oil prices were up almost at $150 a barrel at the peak of the conflict, and now they're low 80s today, and they were in the...
Oh, so I know that we started this really ridiculous fucking war that we shouldn't have started, and gas prices went up really, really high, but like we're back down to the 70s and 80s, which is still higher than they were before we started this war. It's what Blue taught me, which is jingoism. It's bad, but it could be worse. Even though we caused the worse.
60s and 70s just a week ago. So what happens is they take the oil, they move it to the refinery, and then they turn it into gasoline. So there's a whole bunch of gasoline deflation conflict. If you look at what oil prices are today, they're about half of what they were in the peak during the hot times a few months ago.
That you caused, that your president caused.
And the reason is that our Navy has made so much progress making it so that oil can get through the straits. And so we get reports every day of what boats have made it through the straits. And oil is getting to the global markets in a way that it wasn't before. And so I think that there'll be disruption, but the disruption is going to be much smaller than...
Exactly, Raina. You do not get credit for putting out the fire if you're the one who started it. You do not get praise for gas prices coming down from where you increased them to. You started the fire. You're trying to put it out, kind of. And you're just trying to sell it to the American people.
People expected, much smaller than 67 economists at Bloomberg expected, and that's because of the great work of President Trump and the U.S. Navy.
The administration has said they'd like to get gas prices down to about $3 a gallon. Is that still realistic? Is that the plan still?
Oh, it's absolutely realistic, and we were headed pretty much there on a straight line, but now there's a hiccup again because the Iranians...
So then it's not a straight line. If you were headed there, but there's a hiccup, that would be not a straight line then, right? Okay.
So again, like it's so obvious that this was the right policy, that the Iranians were dead set on destroying America. Death to America was one of the things they were saying everywhere time they...
A double standard, you praise your children for cleaning up the mess they make. Okay, but my children don't lie to me and say that they're not going to make a mess. I'm very aware that my daughter eats like Cookie Monster, and so then we will have to clean that up.
Had a rally, and even at a somber event like a funeral, they were screaming and putting up signs, "Death to Trump." These are people very, very dangerous. President Trump wasn't going to let them...
Oil prices are trending down. Listen. We did this already.
Have a nuclear weapon, and so in the long run, the world will be safer, gas prices will be lower, and it'll be worth the short-run cost.
We did this already. I don't know how many times we have to do this. How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man? They're trending down. I'm sorry. Maybe I don't know how to read charts. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. They're trending down. Crude oil. They're trending down. I'm sorry, maybe I don't know what a chart looks like. Is that down? Up is down and down is up. Oh, we're in Alice in Wonderland. I forgot. We went through the fucking looking glass where you guys don't know whether up is down or down is up and which is which. I'm sorry, I fucking forgot. Jeez. Please be smarter than that. In space, there is no up or down. Listen. Okay, I did watch Project Hail Mary over the weekend. Fantastic fucking film. Fantastic film. Yes, I cried. But I like to cry. I'm a movie crier. Okay. So then I had this stuff from The Economy from a while ago that I didn't get a chance to get to. This is Donald Trump talking about the stock market, about if it goes down, because he doesn't give a fuck. There are no graphs in boss, things say. Rocky hate mark. This is him talking about the stock market and just saying that, like, we win either way, because he does. Him and his rich folks do.
They see their child getting richer and richer as the market goes up. If it goes down,
put it in a week setting. You want to see? Oh my God, why are we doing this? Oh, what? Because that's what you have to do. You're pathetic. You're pathetic. That's pathetic. And the only time it's going down is from the same day. It went down from 79 to 78. That's a pathetic way to fucking look at it. You are pathetic. Get help. Get help for your pretzeling.
Child getting richer and richer as the market goes up. If it goes down, they don't lose it.
Justin, Y-O-U''RE. You are. Y-O-U-R means you're. It's a possessive.
Anything, they make money, they have money. But if it goes up, they could become actually rich. And the parents are going to be watching, and we're all going to be watching, and we're part of a very big and very beautiful game.
It's a game. The stock market is a game to him. Your 401ks are a game to him. Why? Because it doesn't matter whether it goes down or it goes back up. He is going to make money either way. It's a game. It's a game to him. Am I shocked? No. I'm not shocked on that. And then this is a lovely montage again of, God, plenty of people in the administration. You could talk about Bessent. You could talk about Lutnick, and their moving of the goalpost. Thank you, Eric, so much for the poop, Jules. Moving the goalpost on when the economy is going to get good.
Because what's amazing to me is how this administration keeps moving the goalpost. Watch this.
In the fourth quarter of 2025, this economy is going to be humming.
I think we're going to really pick up in the fourth quarter.
This is going to be the greatest growth economy, right? 6 months from now, a year from today. The economy that Donald Trump owns starts at the end of this year.
I am very optimistic about the first, second, and accelerating into the third quarter in terms of growth. I am very, very optimistic on 2026.
Look for the second quarter of 2026 to be amazing. I think we're going to grow more than 5% GDP this quarter.
We expect that the global economy is going to have a big positive shock as soon as this is over.
We might have been growing at 4 in February. I think we're going to get back and we can have something with a 3 in front of it this year.
We're cruising at about 3. And again, I expect the second half will cruise about 4.
4% growth in the second half.
That's right, yeah.
moving those goalposts.
Yeah, that's going well. Coyote, you said they may have went up a little with inflation, but it was already going up. What are you talking about specifically? I might have missed the context of that comment, Coyote. It's not an echo chamber. You're more than willing to be able to call in. I've got about a little less than 15 minutes. You can call in, but you guys don't. And just to show you that per the economy, although inflation has gone down a little bit, people are still hurting, families are still hurting, people are still having a hard time paying their bills, paying for gas, paying for food. But do not worry, because Scott Bessent, the Secretary of the Treasury and a representative of the Trump administration, is working on only the important things, only focused on the important things, which is making sure that you at your dinner table is not, that you are not scared about where your next meal is coming from or if your bills will be paid. They're only focusing on the most important things. Oh.
Can I see the president's signature?
Yeah. So here's the sheets of hundreds hot off the presses. Watch out! Don't smudge it. don't smudge it. So what'll happen? They're printed here in D.C. or Dallas. Then they go to the Federal Reserve, and the serial numbers are all registered at the Fed.
Oh, you said the RAM shortage among other things? Yeah, sure. I think that the tariffs didn't help, but yeah, we were already seeing a shortage of things like that. Sure.
And then the Fed starts sending them out into the banking system. So this fall, that these, with the president's signature, will be available.
When liberals see the signature, are they going to light it on fire?
Well, yeah, that's good for the U.S. government when they do it. So, their hair's on fire, so they should keep the currency away from
Actually, you're not allowed to destroy legal tender like that.
their hair.
I see the president's signature is probably the smallest he's ever written anything.
Well, you have to do your signature in a box, and there's trouble keeping it inside the lines.
Okay. Did he use a Sharpie?
He used a miniature Sharpie.
A mini Sharpie.
A mini Sharpie.
Got it. And this doesn't cost any more money to the taxpayers to put his signature on?
Absolutely not.
Lynetta, you are correct. I call AutoPen. He didn't sign all those dollars. There's no way. The AutoPen did it. I guess we should call him the AutoPen president.
So we rotate the currency always, so nothing extra to the taxpayer.
Oh my
and
God,
there's
I
something
have
called
crabs.
seigniorage.
Thank
So
you, Peter.
we put out currency, and people take it. We take in cash, and then we collect interest on the cash. So
Ooh, Justin, that's brilliant. How do you get a stamp made for that? I'm sure somebody does it.
the more
Etsy, TikTok shop. I'm sure we could find it.
cash that people in the U.S. or around the world are willing to hold, then better it is for our budget. And I think people are going to want to hold the president's signature.
I am, for sure. Do you carry around a lot of cash? I mean, now.
Actually, what's funny is later in this clip, to that answer, did you hear Besson go, he says, I actually don't have a lot of cash right now. Why? Because none of these rich people have cash. They don't have what's called liquidity. They do not have liquid cash. They have everything in stocks and bonds that they are then using their position in the government to effectuate to make money. Welcome to corruption. Just in case you didn't know. All right. I got like 9 minutes left. I think I can do this reflecting pool stuff. I just want to show it. It might actually be too much time. But they've been draining the pool again. And this is it halfway drained, and I'm still looking for the gash. The gashes. I have watched Charlie Kirk. He was an idiot. And Pelosi, you guys, I don't know how many times I need to have a button. I need to record myself when I've talked about Pelosi so I can just play it. So I don't have to keep wasting my fucking breath. I will have to go back and find a video so that I can clip that fucking, the fucking audio. If there is something you can investigate for Pelosi in regards to corruption and insider trading, go fucking get her, arrest her old ass, and charge her. I don't care. Thank you for calling the stream. Can I get your age, state, and who you voted for?
26, Illinois, Donald J. Trump.
Okay, why are you still supporting Trump?
Because for me at least, even though he ain't doing good overseas, and yeah, he is putting in towards inflation a bit, to be honest, I'm looking at it this way. Gas pump, food prices, at least in my region right now, I was at the grocery store the other day, right? $1.46 for eggs. And
Yeah,
during the previous one,
What did he do to bring egg prices down specifically?
I would say probably he definitely didn't help with the Strait of Hormuz. I can't think of where it is, but I'm pretty sure it's a sea nearby, I think owned by another Arabic nation, where our ships and definitely European ships are coming through. That's able to affect our gas prices and our grocery prices.
I'm asking you what he did to effectuate the price of eggs going down from the previous administration to now.
Oh. Well, to be honest with you, personally, before Iran, he didn't get us involved in something I don't think we should have been involved with.
Oh my God. You just gave me an anecdotal story about the egg prices coming down from where they were high under the Biden administration. I would say, yes, they were high under the Biden administration. Why? Because we had an avian flu. What did Donald Trump do to stop said avian flu or do anything to bring the prices down versus the prices just came down because the avian flu was done?
Let me think here for a sec. Oh, Lord. Well, I would personally say that it wouldn't be definitely.
He didn't do anything. The egg prices came down because Joe Biden had the companies cull chickens that we then paid them for. The avian flu sorted itself out like it does most of the time, and we also imported eggs from Turkey under the Biden administration. Donald Trump didn't do anything.
Okay.
Okay. So let's talk about something else then, because he didn't do good on that. What's he doing good with?
I would say personally, like gas prices.
What? I just went over multiple times how gas is going up because of this war with Iran. So how is he helping gas prices?
Because honestly, when my dad used to run for like a antique on the road type business.
Sure.
And before he had the antique shop he did now, we traveled all the way over Illinois, Missouri, maybe even Tennessee sometimes, all the way to Ohio. During the Biden administration, I shit you not, we were literally traveling around, and it was literally between $4.59 to like $5.50 a gallon.
Yeah, I know. What year and why?
Honestly, between like 2021 to probably towards the tail end of like 24? Because I'll be honest with you, he did get the gas prices down towards the end of his administration.
Yeah, we were in this thing called a pandemic. Do you remember it?
Yeah, I do remember it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I got affected by it.
Happened actually.
So all I got to say is
you were 20.
Yeah, actually, I would have been 20 for sure. Yeah.
Cool. So you were 20 during the pandemic. When we had our highest gas prices were actually in 2022 when we were coming out of the pandemic, but we had an issue with supply chain, just as the rest of the world had an issue with supply chain. And then we slowly started coming out of it. Our economy rebounded faster than any country in the G7, and our gas prices started going down. They then started going up because of a war that Donald Trump caused with Iran. So what's he doing that's good for gas?
I would say he definitely didn't help in that regard for a while, but before he was with Iran and fucking with them, which at this point I don't think he should have done.
Sure.
Strictly because he's not handling it well. He's being a coward about it. He's letting them fuck him around.
No, he's just not smart, and he doesn't know that a diplomatic solution would have been better, just like the deal that we had under Obama in 2015. But, he's not smart enough to realize that. But what did he...
Let's just say let me say this at least, ma'am. If we're going to use that as an example, how can we not say this as an example for what the previous administration did at the time, which was Obama? How do we know that the things they would have done, they would have actually upheld to it? Ma'am, with all due respect, they are...
Because they did for 3 years. Because they did for 3 years.
Ma'am, if we really even need to go in there and try and stop them from war...
You were 15 when they signed the JCPOA. They abided by it for 3 years until what?
My age doesn't mean shit about that.
It does, because I don't think you know about it. Donald Trump in 2018 ripped it up without anything to replace it with. They were abiding by it for 3 years, and then even after Donald Trump ripped it up, they abided by it for another 2 years.
Okay, I'm going to continue my point because you keep cutting me off. The fact of the matter is, if you say that he ain't smart and he didn't do a good job, which at this point I'm like, maybe he shouldn't have ripped it up, maybe he should have. My point is on that is...
Which means you know nothing about it. Why would I let you continue your point when you know nothing about it?
Because that's what a real debater would do. You need to let me finish my point.
You debate with facts, and if you don't know about the JCPOA or the fact that they followed it and the fact that he tore it up without anything to replace it... If you don't let me finish my opinion,
how the hell are you supposed to know what I mean if you
I don't care about your opinions. I care about what you can prove. That's the difference. I don't give a fuck about your opinions. That's for your diary later. I care about what you can prove.
Okay, you're a good debater, lady. You're not even letting me
I'm not a
finish.
debater.
Wow.
I have conversations and critique your stances. That's what I do. I don't debate.
Okay, so your stance is better or your stance is right, but the moment I try and
didn't say
say
that.
mine and get it across words, you
Prove
literally
yours
just cut
to
me
me.
off and make assumptions.
My stance is
Huh?
correct because I gave you a fact that Iran
You
signed
won't
a
let me
deal.
finish my
no,
fact, though. You're
Iran,
cutting me the fuck
you don't
off and
have
not
a
letting me
fact.
finish.
You said, how do we know they would have abided by it? That is an assumption
They
and
are
a
a
question
tyrannical
about the
regime,
future.
man. If we can't
Then
trust a
why did
country
they
like
follow
North
it?
Korea or
Then
Russia,
why
how
did
can
they?
we trust
Then why
Iran?
did they follow it for 5 years? Why did they follow it
How
for
do we
5
know
years?
they did, though? They could hide that shit from us.
No.
They don't
Oh
really
my
want
God.
us to know the truth.
What's the IAEA? What was the IAEA?
Okay, just keep avoiding the question,
What
man.
was the
Just keep avoiding the question.
IAEA? What is the IAEA?
Okay, then I'm going to put you to your own accord. If you can't answer mine, I'm not going to answer yours.
What did I not answer? Go ahead.
I already asked you, how do we know
Ask
for a fact that if we don't know that they're actually telling us the truth?
Cool.
Do they
How
really
we
want
know?
us to know how
Let me
quick
answer.
their ironical bombs are?
I will answer. How we know is because we had an agency called the International Atomic Energy Agency, the IAEA, which went in and was allowed to go and do inspections into all the sites listed in the JCPOA to find out if they were actually enriching nuclear material past 3.67%. That's how the fuck we know. Do some reading. W's to Peter.
Stop looking at me, Swan.
That's how we know. That's why I asked you what the IAEA was and you didn't know. That's how we knew that they were abiding by it. W's to Erica Vixen for the $5 super chat to say, fragile masculinity, I can hear his voice shaking. Yes, he knew he was cooked as soon as he heard that he ripped up a deal that he didn't know anything about. But yes, that's how we knew. Because we had the IAEA to inspect for us. And that's how we knew that they followed it for 3 years until Donald Trump ripped it up. And that's how we knew they followed it for an additional 2 years when they let the IAEA come in. That's how we knew. But anyway, gas prices, we can move that over there. I am going to finish this reflecting pool thing so I can be done with it. And then we will get out of here, guys. W's to you. We hit 220,000 likes over here on TikTok. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. You guys are fucking amazing. But anyway, this is the pool halfway drained as they were draining it. And I'm waiting to see gashes. And I'm not seeing any for this halfway. Yeah, I'm not a debater, by the way. That's not what I do. Okay. Nothing there. Cool. You know what? I'm just going to go through it. I'm not going to turn it off because it's right here. It's fine. This is a picture of the drained pool, and the only thing we can see are these indentations in the liner. I'm not seeing gashes or cuts, but we're seeing indentations in the liner. I wonder if that could be from vehicles? Maybe vehicles. And then we had this one, which was this lovely blue liner just flapping in the wind. That definitely was because of vandals, right? Right? That color was annoying. I'm gonna go play with the hole. Yeah, you do that. So again, it's silly. This court case is silly. It will be silly to keep track of. We shouldn't have to talk about the reflecting pool this much, but here we are having to do so. All right. I will not be here tomorrow at my normal time. I will try to go live tomorrow. However, I might not be able to. And if not, then you will see me Thursday. My children have an appointment. I don't know how long it will last, but I might be able to come home, have a quick lunch, and go live. If so, that would be great because I have a lot of stuff to cover. I really, really wanted to get to, and I didn't get to today, is Marco Rubio and the State Department is going after the International Criminal Court. They're going after the ICC and the Hague. Why would they do that? Could they be setting up for war crimes they don't want to get talked about? Maybe. We had more stuff with ICE and immigration. I still really wanted to get to the PayPal Mafia stuff and then stuff on Blanche since his hearings for his confirmation are tomorrow and Thursday. So we will have a lot more to get into there. We didn't vote on it. You have to be here tomorrow. My kids have doctor's appointments. What am I supposed to do? But on that note, let's see if we can find, who can we find to raid to get out of here, guys, today. W's to you guys for hitting the goal and beyond today. You guys were fucking amazing. And for doing the likes, I appreciate it so, so very much. Is she on a panel? Yes, that is a panel. Not really. Most people are on panels today, it looks like. So, No big gash in the pool, just an inflated no big contract for a Republican. Yeah, this is true. So YouTube and Twitch, I will not see you. Maybe. I will not see you at normal time. If I do see you, it will be later. So the schedule's going to be a little fucked up. If you are not in the Discord, you can try and join the Discord. That's where I will give you notifications, where I will be. Don't leave us alone again. I try not to. I'm sorry. But I'm going to send YouTube and Twitch. I'm going to send you over to RTP so you can go and be pissy over there at him. He likes to yell at you even more than I do. You think that I'm bad. It's going to be tough for you today. So I'm going to send you guys over there. And I love you all so very much. And hopefully I can go live tomorrow. It depends on how long their appointments take. But I will let you guys know, or you will just see me, either one. So goodbye, YouTube and Twitch. Hold on, TikTok. Let me get this going.